This is The Ramsey Show. Dave here. You can find all of our shows with the Ramsey Network app on your smartphone. It's the only place to listen to the entire back catalog of episodes. Download the Ramsey Network app in your favorite app store today. Folks, I know you're busy. You have side hustles. Your side hustles have side hustles. The last thing you need to be is stuck on hold forever trying to switch to a new cell phone provider. That's why we recommend Consumer Cellular. They save you a bunch of money and they make switching easy. When you're ready to start, contact their award-winning customer service team. Give them a few bits of information and they'll handle the rest, usually within 24 hours. And you keep your old number. Consumer Cellular offers the exact same coverage as the big-name providers, and you can save up to half off your bill. Plans start at just $20 a month. So choose great service, lower prices, the same coverage, no contract, and an easy process. Get started at consumercellular.com/Ramsey. Use the promo code Ramsey. It's magic to save an extra $25 off your bill. That's consumercellular.com, Ramsey, and use the code Ramsey.
This is WBFG 96.5 FM, 96.5 FM, Parker's Crossroads, Jackson.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. A widely used abortion drug gets a temporary reprieve from a federal appeals court after a judge in Texas had blocked access to the pill.
The Fifth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in New Orleans ruled late Wednesday that women could still access the abortion drug mifepristone, but it could only be given up to 7 weeks of pregnancy, and it could no longer be dispensed by mail.
Correspondent Donna Warder says the case may now be headed for the U.S. Supreme Court. The latest on the leak of a trove of sensitive U.S. military documents. The Washington Post reports the suspected leaker worked at a military base and had shared the materials in an online chat room. The newspaper interviewed an individual said to be a friend of the leaker. Senator Lindsey Graham cheering fellow South Carolina Republican Senator Tim Scott's decision to explore a possible presidential run.
Senator Graham says of his fellow GOP senator, "My friend and colleague Tim Scott has one of the most compelling stories in American politics." During a time of heated racial tensions, Senator Scott, the only black GOP senator, has sought to bridge the gap on race using his own story as proof of the merit of conservative solutions. In a video announcing his exploratory committee, Scott says, quote, "I know America is a land of opportunity, not a land of oppression. I know it because I lived it." Bob Agnew reporting.
When close to a foot of rain falls in a matter of hours, you can expect flooding, and that is exactly what Fort Lauderdale, Florida is dealing with. High water, forced closure of the city's airport, and the suspension of high-speed commuter rail service across the Broward County region. People are being urged to stay off the roads, many of which are flooded and are closed. On Wall Street this morning, stock futures in positive territory. Right now, the Dow futures are up 5 points. NASDAQ futures ahead 26. The S&P futures 3 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Relief Factor, pain relief that's natural, pain relief that works, and pain relief that attacks the source of the pain. That's the experience of tens of thousands of Americans who are taking Relief Factor right now. See their incredible video endorsements at relieffactor.com and then order your 3-week quick starter pack for just $19.95. That's less than $1 a day. Find out if it can work for you like it works for me by ordering your 3-week quick starter pack today. Relieffactor.com, relieffactor.com. Be the next success story.
My name is Jason Hansen. I'm a former CIA officer and New York Times bestselling author. You can protect your hard-earned retirement assets with a tax-free loophole that allows you to convert your retirement into physical gold and silver. Advantage Gold is the nation's highest-rated gold company. They have the best process, pricing, and service. If you want to get your free gold and silver investment kit, please contact Advantage Gold right now. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Call 800-900-8000.
Commercials.
Accusing them of spying, Norway is expelling 15 Russian diplomats.
They used the normal euphemism of international relations. Norway's government said 15 Russian diplomats had engaged in activities not compatible with their status. Translated into regular English, they're accused of spying. And this marks just the latest step in a wider Norwegian crackdown on Russian espionage. Last October, a university researcher was arrested in the northern city of Tromsø. He'd identified himself as a Brazilian academic, but was accused of being a Russian intelligence officer. The same month, 7 Russians were arrested for flying drones near areas considered militarily sensitive.
The BBC's Paul Moss. The Ukrainian foreign minister says his country will not budge from its demand that Russia withdraw its forces from Crimea, as well as from other parts of Ukraine that Moscow illegally annexed more recently. News and analysis at townhall.com. Imprisoned Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny is reportedly in failing health because of a new suspected poisoning.
A spokeswoman says the 46-year-old Navalny fell ill last Friday when he was let out of the punishment cell and put in a conventional cell. He had lost about 18 pounds in 15 days. On Monday, Navalny wrote on Twitter he was put back in a punishment cell for another 15-day term. An ambulance reportedly was called early Saturday because of acute stomach pains, but Navalny received no diagnosis. A spokeswoman says it's believed Navalny is receiving low doses of poison in pills without identification. Navalny nearly died in a poisoning with a nerve agent in 2020 that he blames on the Kremlin. Keith Peters reporting.
Democrat Senator Dianne Feinstein of California is asking to be temporarily replaced on the Judiciary Committee while she recovers from a case of shingles. More on these stories, townhall.com.
King Jewelers is not your typical jewelry store. It's an iconic symbol of love. Custom-made jewelry to suit the most discriminating taste. Or you can redesign an old piece that's just sitting in a jewelry box. Create something completely new and unique. Grover has over 40 years experience as a certified jeweler. Visit KingJewelerJackson.com. King Jewelers at 16B Conrad Drive, Jackson. Follow King Jewelers Jackson on social media for special savings.
Did you hear you can now earn your degree or certificate online at Jackson State Community College with degrees and certificates in criminal justice, business, healthcare, tech, and more. There's never been a better time to pursue your education online from the comfort of your own home. Jackson State also offers remote and hybrid options to cater to your busy schedule. Learn more about their online programs at jscc.edu/online.
They say consistency is the key to success. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently refreshing and light? Michelob Ultra, only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Central Distributors, Jackson.
Hi, my name's Dawn. I have been taking BioT at Advanced Medical. My moods are better. I sleep well. My husband has complimented me on the mood swings that are no longer affecting our marriage.
Are these problems affecting your work, your relationships, and your quality of life? You'll be happy to know there's an exciting, natural solution available called BioT. BioT uses a natural way for men and women to correct these problems by safely and accurately balancing hormone levels without the use of synthetic injections or cream.
I got blood work done, and they identified what hormones were out of balance. They gave me the bioidentical hormone pellets through BioT, and now I have more energy, no more brain fog, I'm sleeping better, and I feel like my old self again. I would recommend Advanced Rehab and Medical and their BioT program to anyone suffering with symptoms like mine. It's been life-changing.
To book your appointment, call 731-462-8580. That's 731-462-8580.
News Talk 96.5 FM weather, presented by Dustin Ring. Dustin buys houses fast for cash. Call Dustin today, 731-200-1362. Thursday brings mostly cloudy skies with highs in the low 70s. East winds 10 to 15. Mostly cloudy tonight, lows in the mid 50s. Dustin buys houses fast for cash. DustinBuys.com. For weather 24/7, visit newstalk965.com.
Walker Talks with Chuck Walker. Weekdays 10 to 1. Only on 96.5 FM. News Talk West Tennessee and NewsTalkWTN.com. Thursday afternoon, and welcome to Meridian Baptist Church in South Jackson. My name's Dan Reeves, along with Josh Smith. Josh is here. Hey, Josh, how are you?
Hey, how's it going?
Doing fantastic. Roger Clemens is on his way. John Lindsay's going to join us. John is the grandfather, Melissa Lindsay, who runs the Westview assistant general manager, runs the front office, and runs Larry, and pretty much everybody else. Larry Newman, producing and directing. Hello, Newman.
Hello, Reeves.
Detecting attitude, perfect. Glad to have you here. Say hello to Josh.
Hey, Josh. How are you, buddy?
Hey, Larry. Man, I'm doing good. How you doing?
Distinctive difference in the tone, I tell you.
That's right, Reeves.
Well, and let's run down the weather forecast. Larry, unless you have something else you're doing, I don't want to interrupt anything. And we are doing live radio, getting set for Roger Clemens here at the Trey Lindsay Scholarship Banquet. Trey Lindsay was one of the finest individuals I've ever known. John is his dad. And this would be maybe the 5th annual. And Roger Clemens, a 7-time Cy Young Award winner. No one else has done that in Major League Baseball history. And Roger may even sing some karaoke tonight.
Karaoke?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, he loves karaoke. He does. So we're going to try to get him to sing some karaoke. I told John I'd be willing to sing a duet with Roger Clemens. I prefer to do To All the Girls I've Loved Before, and I want to be Julio Iglesias. He can be...
Willie Nelson.
What's his name? Willie Nelson. Yeah. We'll see. Or we can do Islands in the Stream. I'll be Kenny Rogers, and Roger can play Dolly Parton. So we'll see. We'll run it by the Rocket. Roger Clemens, and John said he's just an extraordinarily nice individual. And I found that to be the case with most, with the exception of Terry Bradshaw, and who disappointed me more than any human being on planet Earth, maybe other than my wife, but he was... that was an attempt at humor. But Roger Clemens will be speaking tonight. And John, are we all sold out? Yeah, never mind, folks. Nothing to see here, but we're sold out. Second straight event that we've been sold out. Yesterday, the preview party, United Way, and then sold out today, United Way, with a big luncheon. And here tonight, and I'm just so happy to work with people like the Trey Lindsay Scholarship Fund. You know, it's part of it, isn't it, Josh? What we love doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tragic story as to why this is here in the first place. It's touched a lot of people, and I think over the years this has grown to such a huge event. Even if you've never attended, you've heard of it.
Right. Absolutely. Well, Larry, are you set? Do you need more time?
No, I'm
do you have a Doppler in front of you?
I've got it.
Okay, well, calm down. Let me set you up. Yesterday I set him up beautifully. No kidding. Larry Newman in the Weather Center. Larry, it was dead air, and I said, Larry, are you still there? And he comes on and says, I'm doing something. I was like, oh, pardon me. We're doing live radio. And I asked him if he ever heard when the Weather Channel, you know who Jim Cantore is? Mm-hmm. The Weather Channel going, it's locals on the 8. Here's Jim Cantore, and the camera goes to Cantore, and he says, I'm busy. I'm doing something. Never happens. But that's why we love Larry, weatherman with attitude.
Well, I think Larry has more experience with the Doppler radar than anybody around.
I know.
That's why we got it.
And our heart goes out to the Doppler. Here's Larry Newman in the Weather Center with today's forecast. Larry?
Okay, currently in Jackson, Tennessee, it is 75 degrees, and it feels like 74 degrees. The low tonight will be 56 degrees, and the barometric pressure in Bemis is 29.81. Tomorrow, the high will be 71, mostly sunny. Friday night, 56, partly cloudy. Then on Saturday, a 30% chance of storms in the morning and a high of 76. And Saturday night, 80% chance of storms, and the temperature will be 55.
Larry Newman. And did you get to Saturday, or what did you say about Saturday?
It's raining. 30% chance during the day and 80% chance at night.
But it's not raining yet on Saturday. It's not here yet. Just to be clear, unless I don't know.
Well,
now
see,
Josh,
in the weather world, Dan, you always give people a couple of extra days, especially going into the weekend, so they can plan things.
Yeah, no kidding. But Saturday's not here yet. Is the point? You said it's raining Saturday. It's not raining. It may rain Saturday.
I said
that's
there
all I'm
was
saying,
a
Larry.
30% chance of storms Saturday.
Okay, you know what? Just scratch the weather. We're done with weather. This ain't working out. Folks, if you want weather, you got a window, open it. That's, it's weather brought to you by Dustin Ring. Dustin buys houses.
Go ahead.
Pardon me, Larry. Let me mention a sponsor before your yapper gets away from you. Dustin Ring. Dustin buys houses fast for cash. DustinBuys.com. DustinBuys.com. Not only houses, but trailers and land as well. DustinBuys.com. Dustin buys houses fast for cash. Yes, Larry.
I had put in a personal call to Jim Cantore on his cell phone, and I told him what happened yesterday, and there was a pause, and he said, "You the man." So that's what I got to say about Jim Cantore.
What would be an example of a phone call that wasn't placing a personal call? I mean, you placed it in the first person because, well, that's what you have to do. But Jim, you call him back and tell. If I ever see Jim Cantore, I'm going to fight him. I don't believe he's on the beach when a hurricane blows in. He's standing in front of a green screen, and if some guy off the camera is throwing water on him, and they got a fan blowing on him. Yeah.
No. There's a group of people that follow him around because they know that he's going to the heart of a storm.
They're in it with him.
Oh, they're in cahoots.
They all got
the water
green
thrower
screens.
and the fan guy.
That's right. Well, it's we're going to talk some baseball. And the Meridian Baptist Church has been wonderful to John Lindsay and his family. And thanks to Meridian Baptist Church in South Jackson for hosting this event. And Josh, it looks lovely in here, doesn't it?
Oh, it looks great.
Go ahead, Michael, a little closer to you.
Well, what we're looking at is a huge gymnasium, and the border of this gymnasium is tons of memorabilia autographed by none other than the Rocket and other celebrities. And then the center of the gym is beautiful looking tables, tablecloths. I mean, you're going to have a good meal, and then you've got a stage up front where you're going to listen to some stories from none other than Roger Clemens.
Roger Clemens. Yeah, going to be here at Meridian Baptist Church. The event starts at 6, and I think dinner's at 6:30. And John has asked me to introduce Roger Clemens, and so I'm honored to do so.
So you're the MC?
No. I'm just going to introduce Roger. John's asked me to do it, and of course, I'm going to do it. And I'm not going to mention. I don't want to get in an argument with Roger. I'm a Braves fan.
Me too. But tell me this. So, have you practiced his intro? What are you going to say?
Roger Clemens, folks.
Oh no, that's terrible.
No, I always like Roger Clemens. And hearing John talk about him makes me like him even more. And, I was telling you about hosting the Legends of the Pittsburgh Steelers cruise. And those guys are Mel Blount, Hall of Famer, Donnie Shell, Hall of Famer, Ryan Woodson, Hall of Famer, on that cruise, and Charlie Batch, backup quarterback of the Steelers. He has 2 Super Bowl rings, and who else? I can't. Cameron Sutton, who played for the Vols, and then he was with the Steelers. He just signed a free agent contract with somebody else, so he doesn't exist to me anymore. The Chauncey Elkin, who was an offensive lineman in the 80s for the Steelers, who was the play-by-play commentator with the Steelers radio network. He was there, big personality. He died of, I think, Hodgkin's disease, It was just a few months after that cruise when it was announced, and I texted him, and he texted right back and said, "Thanks, brother." He's a nice guy. We had a great time on the cruise, and Rocky Bleier, who, do you know that name? He was in Vietnam. Lost a good portion of his foot. A grenade went off. He was with the Steelers, then off to Vietnam, and the doctor said, "You'll never walk again. Forget about playing football." But Art Rooney, the owner of the Steelers, said, "Nah, we're going to make room for Rock," and he worked his way into the starting lineup beside Hall of Famer, the late great Franco Harris, and they had tremendous seasons. 4 Super Bowl rings with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Rocky Bleier made a movie about his life. Robert Urich played Rocky Bleier. Do you remember the TV show Dan Tana? Dude, you're too young. I know that. Nope. I know Melissa will remember it. You know Robert Urich. Well, he's the late Robert Urich, right, Larry? You remember him? Lonesome Dove. You ever see that?
Oh yeah.
Robert Urich played Jake.
Okay.
One of who ended up marrying Lori, and they ended up it ended his life at the end of a rope. Remember that? Okay, that's Robert Urich. And
wasn't he on SWAT too?
Ma'am?
Wasn't he on SWAT too?
On SWAT?
SWAT, that TV show SWAT.
I don't think so. Larry, do you remember? Was Robert? This is Melissa. She's she is John's granddaughter. Was Robert Urich on SWAT?
Yes, he was.
Larry? What? Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. John, come over and join us. I've got these headsets should clue most people in. We're on the air. I can't hear you. And I don't mean to. Yeah. John, you're doing that on purpose. So. Now that was funny. That's a smart kid to pick up on that.
Yep.
So, where was that? SWAT.
Robert Urich.
Yeah, and so Rocky Bleier was in town, a keynote speaker for the Boy Scouts of America convention, big convention, and they called and said, "Hey, we know you're a big Steeler fan. We'll bring him by on the show. He'll only have 10 minutes." I said, "Sure." Well, they get there right when I just got on the air. Rocky walks in, and I'm like, "Okay, you climbed the ladder to catch that touchdown pass just before halftime. We hit it off, going back and forth, and they were tugging on his coat, and he said, 'They're telling me I got to go.' He said, 'Dan, what time's the show over?' I said, 'Well, we got 2.5 more hours.' He looked at me, he said, 'I'll be done in 2.5 hours.' And he stayed.
Wow.
And then he said, 'You want me to cut some liners for you?' I was like, 'Am I being punked? Are you really?' And he said, 'Are you coming to the dinner tonight?' And I was like, 'Yeah, sure.' He said, 'All right, I'm going to bring my 4 Super Bowl rings. We'll do some photos.' Get there. He's already seated having dinner. And a friend of mine said, 'Are we going to do the photos with him?' I said, 'He's already seated having dinner. I don't want to bother him. We're in line to get food. Somebody's yelling, 'Hey, Dan!' Look over, and Rocky Bleier's waving me over. We go over to the table. I said, 'Hey, Rocky,' he said, 'You don't want to do the photos with the rings?' Like, he was disappointed. I said, 'I just didn't want to bother you at dinner.'
He was waiting on you.
I said, 'I didn't want to bother you at dinner.' A true story. He pushed back, went in his coat pocket, 4 Super Bowl rings. He put them on my fingers, and we took photos. Then he gets on stage. He's a dynamic speaker. He said, 'I spent the day with a great Steeler fan on the Dan Reeves show.' I said, 'I'm getting punked.' This ain't, but he went way out of the way.
Yeah, you know, they say you can't meet your idols, right? You'll be disappointed every time. But, I mean, this is the opposite.
Yeah. It's Mel Blount, wonderful person. Hall of Famer, cornerback. Pittsburgh was so good they changed the rules. It's the Mel Blount rule. He was a 6'4" cornerback in the 70s. He was on the same team with Bleier, won 4 Super Bowls. Wide receivers couldn't get away from him. You don't find 6'4" cornerbacks today. This was in the 70s, and they changed the rule after a wide receiver gets you can hit them within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage.
Right.
After that, you can't touch them.
Right.
That's the Mel Blount rule.
Okay.
So Mel's like, I said, dude, you still riding the horses? He said, oh, yeah, man, I love them. But he said, you ride? I said, I hadn't in years, but I started again because this organization in West Tennessee, they use horses to treat children with, like, Down syndrome. And he's like, dude, I'm going to be in Kentucky in June. I'm coming by there. I'm going to drive down there. And COVID knocked that out. But he was on Monday Night Football early last year. A lot of the old Steelers, when they showed him in the luxury suite, Mel had on his cowboy hat. I texted him. I said, you look good in that Stetson. He texted right back. He said, Dano, how you doing? I was like, you know, I think they talk about, well, you know, he's really good to us, Reeves is. Don't you think they talk about that?
I really think that.
No, but then, yes, and Terry Bradshaw just the opposite.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I bet they're sitting around telling stories about Dan Reeves.
That's what I was thinking, too. And but
yeah, but the bad thing is it's to their psychiatrist.
they are.
This guy keeps on tracking
That's what
me
he
down.
did to me. But John says the kind of the same things about Roger Clemens, and I've heard a lot of good things about Roger. And it'd be great to meet him tonight, and here at the Trey Lindsay Scholarship Fund. And this text comes in on the Advanced Rehab and Medical text line, and it says, Dear Dan, I didn't like you that much, signed Rocky. And see, you can't have anything these days. That was not Rocky Bleier. And I'm not going to read any more of these texts that come in, signed Rocky Bleier or Mel Blount or Terry Bradshaw or any of those texts. And I'm going to try to keep it. Look, I've been going to anger management classes, Bless, as you know, but they make me angry having to drive down there. So, I mean, it's not going well. And they're printing off this actually. And Melissa's proofreading them. Throw that away, would you, Melissa? And will you tell John I'm out of coffee, for crying out loud? And I'm trying to be good to John today because of it, but he makes it. You're related to him.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you asked me not to mention it. No, you knew Trey well, and you ought to talk about Josh. Words can't describe. He was a special guy, wasn't he, Melissa?
He was. Nobody. I challenge anybody to say anything bad about Trey Lindsay.
Yeah.
Or his dad, for that matter.
Oh, John is wonderful too, man. I mean, it's just wonderful people. Man, John has worked so hard, and Lisa, on, look at all this stuff here. Hulk Hogan memorabilia, all kind of Roger Clemens signed, autographed memorabilia. It looks like Chipper Jones over there. John reaches out to all these people, and the Al Wilson autographed photo over there. We'll get John cornered in a little bit, and he'll run down everything that's here. But he worked so hard on this that it's remarkable. Doesn't this look nice in here, Melissa?
It does. It does.
And John said that Meridian Baptist has been just super special to him and helping him out and accommodating him. And this folks, when you get here tonight, you're going to love it. It starts at 6, dinner's at 6:30. It's sold out. And, John was going on and on. He said, this only place that I advertised was with you guys. And I was like, hey, listen, man, we're just glad. We're honored that he did. And we could help. It means a lot to us. So here we are tonight. And it's not a sad occasion because we're thinking about the memory and remembering Trey. And look at, in honoring his life. And Trey looking down saying, geez, look at what Dad, Mama put together. Roger Clemens is there talking about me.
It's a celebration of his life.
Josh, I ain't kidding, man. He was fantastic. We're not doing him justice, are we? It's what's special. And John, his dad, it's two wonderful people. Absolutely. We'll take a timeout, come right back here. We'll get you up to date with what's happening at local, state, national news, sports, and weather. And we'll also We're not going to check it with weather again this hour. I can't do it again with Larry, but maybe I can read you the forecast. I get too nervous.
We have the weather on our website.
24/7, and I've started including that in because we top of the hour every hour, right after news, you get the weather forecast. For weather 24/7, newstalk965.com. We build websites. We're going to talk about that too when we come back. We build apps. We manage SEOs. We manage and or build social media platforms. When you go with us, and Josh is the best in the business bar none, don't make a mistake thinking, hey, look, I'd feel better if I paid more for it. Or if you're talking to corporate America and they hit you for, I don't know, $20,000 for all of it, and you say, well, that must be a lot better than $1,700. It ain't. All you need to do is go to our website, newstalk965.com. It's the best website. I am convinced of it in West Tennessee. That's Josh. That's us. That's Josh. He's our CTO, and that's all Josh right there. And that'll give you an idea of just exactly what we're capable of. And when I say we, I mean Josh, when it comes to building it. He's our CTO, Chief Technology Officer. And Melissa, and look at our app. Download our free mobile app. You can do that by visiting our website at newstalk965.com. And now it's very easy to go to your app store, type in Newstalk 96.5 FM, and you'll be able to find our free mobile app. And if you have Android, go to your Google Play Store and type in Newstalk 96.5 FM and download our free mobile app for Android. We'll talk a little bit more about that and how we can help your business when we return live at Meridian Baptist Church in Bemis, Tennessee. Roger Clemens here tonight for the Trey Lindsay Scholarship Fund. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name's Dawn.
Boys and Girls Clubs of Northwest Tennessee. The Humboldt Club presents the 11th Annual Bird and Burger Fundraiser. Join us for an enjoyable evening with dinner, music, and conversation featuring guest speaker A.J. Merriweather. A.J. is a former Harlem Globetrotter and CEO of A.J. Merriweather Construction, LLC. The 11th Annual Bird and Burger Fundraiser is April 17th. The tour is at 5:30 and dinner at 6. Reserve your spot now. For more information, visit myboysgirls.club. Reserve your spot now. Boys and Girls Clubs of Northwest Tennessee. The Humboldt Club at 1503 Osborne Street in Humboldt. The 11th Annual Bird and Burger Fundraiser featuring guest speaker A.J. Merriweather. Presented by United Way of West Tennessee and Taco Bell. Along with Newstalk 96.5 FM and Newstalk965.com.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Central Distributors, Jackson.
When you need a heart expert, you need an expert with heart. Corbin Cardiology is dedicated to providing the highest quality cardiovascular care in West Tennessee. At Corbin Cardiology, our patient-centered approach, along with a full array of diagnostic imaging services, sets us apart from other cardiovascular clinics. Corbin Cardiology has clinics in Bartlett, Dyersburg, Lexington, and the newest location is now open in Jackson at 58 Murray Guard Drive. To schedule an appointment in office or by telemedicine, visit CorbinCardiology.com
or call 731-513-5701.
Hey, this is Chuck Walker with Southeastern Termite and Pest Control. We recently celebrated our 20th year in business here in West Tennessee. That's 2 decades of growth for us. We've added to our work family, moved locations a few times, seen our coworkers have kids and grandkids. We've even seen our clients who were kids when we started at their parents' house now call us to take care of their homes. Lots of things change over 20 years, but here's what hasn't. We can still be reached 24 hours a day. We still provide quality, guaranteed termite and pest control service for all all of West Tennessee. We still are the go-to company for real estate closing letters. We still provide quality fungus treatments and affordable moisture barriers. We still take care of your bed bugs, brown recluse, and every other pest problem you could have. If you own a home, you need termite protection. And the biggest thing we've learned in 20 years, we need you. Give us a call 24 hours a day for a different kind of experience from a service company. Southeastern, 660-1052. That's Southeastern, 660-1052.
96.5 FM. Home of the Dan Reeves Show.
Weekday afternoons, 3 till 6.
For nearly 30 years, Cambridge Limited has been the place where West Tennesseans come for their dress clothes needs. We are so thankful for the many customers who have stood by us through the years and allowed us to play such a special role in the biggest moments of their lives. Our customer service is unparalleled, and our tailors work around the clock to ensure that your clothes are custom fit to you. With no suit in the store more than $2.59, there is something for everybody here at Cambridge. Come and see what we are all about, or give us a call to book your own wedding appointment today at Cambridge.
Not too expensive, nothing too fancy, just an authentic Italian family recipe served up piping hot, just like a pizza pie should be. Locally owned and operated Carico's Pizza, home of the $8 lunch special. 2 slices and a drink for just $8. Buy the slice or the 28-inch monster. Perfect for the bowl game. Carico's Pizza, 1370 Union University Drive. For catering, call 731-240-1033. For the full menu, visit caricospizza.com.
Take us with you wherever you go. Download our free apps for Apple and Android. Visit newstalkwtn.com. Then click to download.
Welcome back to the program for Gene Langley Ford Studio. That's where Larry Newman is located today. Gene Langley Ford in Humboldt. Now they are offering concierge service when it comes to service. Their service departments, concierge service, meaning that within a 15-mile radius of Gene Langley Ford at 3500 Eastern Drive in Humboldt, they'll come and pick your vehicle up, take it into the service department, maybe it's an oil change, whatever it may be with the service department, and then deliver it right back to you, to your home or your office. Now that is customer service. That is Gene Langley Ford, and that's what that dealership has been built on. The service of Gene Langley Ford is second to none. 3500 East End Drive in Humboldt, family owned and operated. John, Gene, Richard, Sarah Beth, they're all right there. True family owned business. Gene Langley Ford in Humboldt. My name's Dan Reeves, along with Larry Newman. Hello, Newman.
Hello, Reeves.
And Melissa Lindsay's here. Hey, Melissa.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Dan is great. And I tell you, the buzz surrounding us. Josh Smith is here as well. He's our Chief Technology Officer. Gina Langley will be here momentarily. She'll join us. John Lindsay will join us here in a bit as well. I think John's coming over right now. And we'll chat with him. He's with Trey Lindsay's father, and John spearheaded this to put it together. And Roger Clemens, the 7-time Cy Young Award winner, will be here tonight. He'll be here in just a little bit at Meridian Baptist Church in Bemis, Tennessee. And I'm sure, let's say a year ago, if I'd have said, I think a 7-time Cy Young Award winner is going to walk through these doors, people would have said, you're crazy. How you doing, Johnny boy?
I am doing great.
Pull that mic up a little bit, too. There you go.
Hey, Dan, could you get a little bigger headphones for people with big noggins?
Well, it's not about it. You do have a large head. I'm not saying you don't. But it's that thing's adjustable. Yeah, you have a huge head. I didn't want to say anything. It's at, as far as, what do they say? It's out of kilter with his body.
Out of proportion.
That's it. It's out of proportion.
It's in proportion. He's fine.
No, John, seriously, it is huge.
Oh, I know.
You're using steroids. John, you look fantastic as always.
Appreciate it.
How are
man.
you doing, man?
Man, I'm tired.
I bet.
am tired, but I'm fixing to get recharged here in about a couple hours and get me through the night.
Do you have a 5-hour energy?
No.
Just say, I'll split one with you.
I'm going to be going on adrenaline.
Gina, will you bring 2 5-hour energies, please? Have you ever had a 5-hour energy?
No, I don't guess so.
It's, Gina's.
I try not to do drugs.
Well, no, it's not. You don't need a script. You try not to. Okay, when people say they try not to, that means that, well, they're doing it. So, if you've talked with a counselor, and we maybe would get him a bed down at Asphalt. No, John is about as fine a person as I've ever known, and you know I mean that.
Oh yeah, I think the world of you too, Dan.
And Trey was something special, wasn't he, John?
He was a cool cat.
Yeah,
he was a really good kid.
Now, do you mind telling the story? There are people that are listening, going, "Well, what happened to Trey?" And it was kind of a freak thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, he had just graduated University of Tennessee Martin's Wildlife Program on his 24th birthday, and
he loved the outdoors, didn't he?
Loved the outdoors, man. When he was little, I'll never forget this. We were walking. He would always go hunting with his grandfather, and
Melissa
with he would.
That's a running joke, folks. They're cousins.
He would always take him hunting, which I don't hunt. I'm just a super athlete, and
of course, yeah.
Yeah, and so anyway, Trey, we were walking along a tree line one day, and he was like 3 to 4 years old, and he reaches down and he picks up like some deer poop and like starts mashing it in his fingers, and he's like looks up at me, like 4-year-old kid now, and he's looking up. He goes, "Daddy, this is fresh. It just come through," and I was like, "Put that down, boy. Go wash your hands." But he loved.
Where would he have picked that up at?
He lived down at Tahatchee.
So it was he was in tune with Mother Nature.
Oh, he loved it. Absolutely loved it. And so that's what he wound up going to school for. He actually started at Martin in nursing, and just because of the money, and the jobs, and he kind of he kind of got hoodooed a little bit on that deal. And I told him, I said, why are you even doing that? And he said, just basically money and jobs. And I said, do something you like. I said, find something you want to do and do it. I said, don't, you won't be like me where you have to go and do work every day somewhere, whether you like it or not.
Same here.
And I said, it'd be like you don't even have a job. And so he got into wildlife, and he was real involved in the Wildlife Society there at Martin, and it just took off. And he started serving as an officer over there in their wildlife program, and was real involved. And a lot of times couldn't get him come home on the weekends. He loved it so much. And so
now that may be a different type of wildlife, though. On the weekends.
No, this
the deer on the weekends have two legs.
Well, there's some boys here that's going to be here tonight that he went to school with. They may can verify that part of it.
He did have a great personality, and he was charming. You must admit.
Oh, he was. Yeah, he was. I always tell people, if somebody didn't like him, they didn't know him. And,
that's right.
And that's the way it is with most people, really. There's some bad apples every now and then, but
it's not like that with most people. No, but. The way I describe it, it's hard to get good health these days. The way I describe it is that Trey, like bacon, you either like bacon or you're wrong. And that's kind of the way it was with Trey.
Yeah, he was a good kid. He knew what he wanted to do in life. We started a scholarship, and one of the reasons that it really was not only what a couple of the kids did after he passed away for us that was just blew me away, but also his last year of college. You can get enough. Any parents that put in applications for the kids and all that, they'll know that usually you can get enough scholarships your first year to get you through probably your second year if you manage your money right. And but when you get to be a junior and a senior, there's nothing out there for those kids in most programs. And so he had got to be a senior, and he worked at the co-op down here with Mike Clayton down at the co-op in Chester County in the summers. And he went down there with more money than he'd ever had for his senior year. And he was always good with money except his senior year. And he calls me.
Just to let you know he's human. That's all that was, yeah.
He called me in February, and he wanted to get into his savings account. And I said, do what? And he was like, I need to get in my savings account. I'm out of money. And I said, Trey, you took more money down there than you ever have, and you're out in February. And I told him no. And I said, you know how to do too much stuff. You know how to.
He said, wait a minute. I said, my savings account. I didn't say I wanted to get in yours.
So I told him, I said, you know how to do woodwork, you know how to do taxidermy. His taxidermy was awesome. He won actually two. They do a thing called Conclave where it's all the southeastern schools, and I guess it's maybe some more schools included, but it's like at Tennessee, all the SEC schools. And his taxidermy won the first place in the art both years. And but he started doing. This kind of funny. It tickles me thinking about his kitchen at his rental house. But I told him, I said, you know how to do too much stuff. You figure out ways to make money and make it the rest of the way. I don't want you to get into your savings. Once you do, you're going to blow through it. And so we would go down there on the weekends to visit him, and he would have he built a table to mount ducks on, and he had this all set up in his dining room. They moved the kitchen table out, and he's got this whole thing, and he's got a freezer right there with frozen ducks in it, and he was just constantly, and he was working. And the first event we did, I asked, because I was curious, I thought it'd be like 20 people that he had.
Now, if you'd said, okay, yeah, go ahead and clear out your savings account, he may have never got into that. You know, that's kind of the danger of bulldozer parents, and not to tell anyone how to parent.
Well, he could actually.
That's not directed towards you personally.
He actually was already doing it, but he'd do it for friends, you know.
But the lessons you learn here is that. Okay, I can do this. I love doing it. I'm good at it, and now I can make money doing it. Yeah. That's called a penny drop moment, right?
And that stuff is expensive.
Yeah.
And he would do it like I can't remember what the prices were, but if somebody was charging like $300, he would tell some of his friends at college like $175. You know, which he would make a little bit, but they would get a good deal too because he was good. He was as good as a professional, and so. The night of the first event, I thought, I want to see how many people. So I asked for a show of hands how many people he had actually mounted ducks for, or deer, whatever it was. And I was expecting, like I said, 20 people. And I bet you there was 90 to 100 kids raised their hands in there. And I knew he had done a lot.
This is at the fundraiser?
This was at the first one we did in Norton.
It might closer to you.
And
how many times is it?
Yeah,
technology guru.
He was.
No, he's cut out of the same cloth. Seriously.
Hey, he's smarter than I am on technology.
No, I'm saying he's a wonderful person too, Josh. Oh, John, where?
Yeah. Hey, if he's affiliated with David Dean, he's okay in my book.
Okay. So, oh, that's right, Coach Dean.
Well, you're talking about Tommy Dean.
Was that his son? I just met.
That's right.
I had no idea. Now I just put it all together, Josh. I knew that.
Coach Dean is Tommy Dean, and his son is David. That's my father-in-law.
And Tommy Dean is legendary.
He got into the Hall of Fame last year.
He sure did. I wonder if he's going to be here tonight. You know?
I don't know. I hadn't talked to him. But if you ever run into him,
Tommy, if you're around here, come stop by and see us.
Ask him a story about being at Southside and him being the man in charge over there when he was umpiring. I had a mad parent I was over the booster club for the baseball team. And
I was calling a softball game, and they got me at the color commentator who did nothing wrong, and it was that Southside. It was Chester. I think it was Chester County. Or maybe in Hardin County. Probably Hardin County. And yeah, I know what you mean. I'll tell that story later.
I stuck a grandmother on him. She come over there to me, and her grandson, who had actually played for me at one point, growing up the county leagues, and she come up and she said it'd been a doubleheader, and he pinch ran in the first game, and he didn't get to play in the second game, and she was hot, and she said she started pointing her finger, going, I paid so much money to come out here and watch. I won't call his name play. Then she said, I didn't even get to see him play.
How long is this story? It's a 3-hour show.
Hey, this is good though. And so she's pointing her finger at me and everything, and I said,
which one?
I said, well, you got to see him run. And that didn't go over real well either.
No. That's not a good one.
Yeah, the whole story's not going well.
So she sits there and she said, I want to know who to talk to. If you're not the person they told me you were, which I really was, but I didn't want to take it.
Whatever,
So
go ahead.
I told Tommy, I look up and Tommy's got through umpiring, and he's walking across there in his umpire uniform, and he's got a hot dog and a Coke. He's got that hot dog stuck in his mouth. And I said, you see that guy right there? He is the BMIC. He's the big man in charge.
Oh, that's funny. So she went after him?
She went after him, and he's got his mouth full.
Oh, that's funny.
He throws his hands back, and he's like, ma'am, I don't know what you're talking to me for like that. I'm the umpire. And he said, who told? She said, you were the one in charge. He said, who told you that? And she turned around and
John
pointed at me.
Lindsay.
I'm just over there rolling.
Oh, so. I bet that was funny. Tommy's a great guy.
I've got story after story about Tommy. Now, I coach travel baseball and travel softball, and he umpires at the Sportsplex. One tournament, we were at the home plate for the coaches meeting. We're doing a coin toss to see who was home and who got to bat first. And I told him, I said, hey, when the other coaches come over here, let's mess with them. And he goes, no, don't do anything stupid. And I said, I'm going to. So we did the coin toss, and after the coin toss, I said, all right, I'll see you later. Give me a hug. I love you. And he just looked straight at the ground. He was so embarrassed.
He said, I don't know you. Who are you? So we got to, let's get back to this real quick before we get to the top of the hour to pay this story off. Okay, so Trey, he learned that lesson about take what you love, that skill, and make money. He got better and better at it. And so from there?
Well, like when he graduated, went out to Nebraska, had a wreck on the way there. There was a 4-way stop. He thought it was a 2-way stop. He thought it was a 4-way stop, and he took off, and it was his fault. But the girl hit him in passenger side, and he had a cooler. It was a 14-hour drive. He had his cooler on the console, and it knocked it into his right leg. And that was like Tuesday after Memorial Day. And so
it was more. It was like a kind of a fender bender, right? Was it?
Oh, right. She hit him pretty hard. Yeah. She didn't slow down.
Right.
And so anyway, he decided he wanted to keep on. I tried to get him to come home,
but that was the worst of it. Was that cooler hitting his leg?
And that was the only thing when I asked him if he was okay. He's like, yeah, everything's good. My truck's messed up, but I said my leg is. I got a cooler hit me in the leg, and it's a little sore. And then nothing else really come about of that. And then like 6 weeks later, 10 days before he was come home, it's actually January the 10th, July 10th, he knew he was tired and winded. The guy working with him noticed he was winded. And Trey thought it was he had bought some young kids a basketball. There was like some 12 and 13-year-old kids he had seen playing, and they had old racket basketball. And he didn't know anybody there, so he bought them a basketball and told them they could have it if they let him play with them. And so he played basketball for the first time in forever, and he thought he was sore from that. And it wound up that Monday he felt fine again, and then Tuesday he got a call and jumped up to answer his call to keep from waking up his roommate, and his leg was hurting and swollen, and we went to the emergency room in McCook, Nebraska, and while they took him back for the doctor to come in to see him, and while they waited to be seen, the blood clot passed, and that's when I got the call.
It just it's a horror story for a parent, and John and I spent a lot of time in the parking lot at that old radio station, didn't we? After it happened, and you have I don't know, John, just watching you, it seems to me that this puts you and Trey close when I watch what you're doing and watch the work you put into this.
Oh yeah. I just
and it's a celebration, really, of Trey was, again, he was something special.
I hope he'd be proud,
Oh, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. I'm very proud of you. You know that.
So, how many years have we been doing this fundraiser?
We started in 2017. We had 2017, 18, 19. We did it every year until COVID hit. And then since COVID hit, I've actually been trying to get something put together for about probably over 2 years, actually. And nobody works on your timeline.
Sure.
And so I'd talked with different people, and they would drag you out 3 to 4 months, and then you'd be like, because it takes me, I put in a lot of time in this, and you don't want somebody telling you got a month, to get ready, because I really need at least 4. And so, yeah, it would just keep getting pushed back and back, and then finally we talked with Roger's rep, and I'd dealt with her before in the past, and they were always good about sending things, and I just asked her. Actually, when I asked, I didn't think there would be no way, but you never know till you ask, and so I asked, and it was where I thought we could bring him in, and it all worked out, and so he's here.
That's awesome. Now, Will Clark, remember that name?
Yeah, Adam
we're on
LaRoche.
radio. You have to. John said,
Adam LaRoche
that was smart, though, because nobody knows what. Now, Will Clark was a perennial All-Pro, All-Star, Major League Baseball, first baseman. Played at Mississippi State, then the bulk of his career with the Giants. Adam LaRoche.
Yeah. Dale Murphy.
You heard that name?
Yep, Dale was here. I remember
Hall
that.
of Famer.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I try to keep moving up a little bit, and nothing against anybody else. Roger Clemens is kind of.
I know what you're saying. You want to keep it. Next year, you want it even better, and I'll be glad to do it. No problem.
I knew that was coming.
We'll be right back. We're going to talk with the pastor, too, here at Meridian Baptist Church. And stay right there. Here's top of the hour news, and then back for hour number 2. Great to be here at Meridian Baptist. Trey Lindsay Scholarship Banquet. Roger Clemens will be here tonight.
This is WBFG 96.5 FM. Parker's Crossroads, Jackson.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. A widely used abortion drug gets a temporary reprieve from a federal appeals court after a judge in Texas had blocked access to the pill.
The Fifth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in New Orleans ruled late Wednesday that women could still access the abortion drug mifepristone, but it could only be given up to 7 weeks of pregnancy, and it could no longer be dispensed by mail.
Correspondent Donna Warder says the case may now be headed for the U.S. Supreme Court. The latest on the leak of a trove of sensitive U.S. military documents, the Washington Post reports the suspected leaker worked at a military base and had shared the materials in an online chat room. The newspaper interviewed an individual said to be a friend of the leaker. Senator Lindsey Graham cheering fellow South Carolina Republican Senator Tim Scott's decision to explore a possible presidential run.
Senator Graham says of his fellow GOP senator, "My friend and colleague Tim Scott has one of the most compelling stories in American politics." During a time of heated racial tensions, Senator Scott, the only black GOP senator, has sought to bridge the gap on race using his own story as proof of the merit of conservative solutions. In a video announcing his exploratory committee, Scott says, quote, "I know America is a land of opportunity, not a land of oppression. I know it because I lived it." Bob Agnew reporting.
When close to a foot of rain falls in a matter of hours, you can expect flooding, and that is exactly what Fort Lauderdale, Florida is dealing with. High water, forced closure of the city's airport, and the suspension of high-speed commuter rail service across the Broward County region. People are being urged to stay off the roads, many of which are flooded and are closed. On Wall Street this morning, stock futures in positive territory. Right now, the Dow futures are up 5 points. NASDAQ futures ahead 26. The S&P futures 3 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Relief Factor, pain relief that's natural, pain relief that works, and pain relief that attacks the source of the pain. That's the experience of tens of thousands of Americans who are taking Relief Factor right now. See their incredible video endorsements at relieffactor.com and then order your 3-week quick starter pack for just $19.95. That's less than $1 a day. Find out if it can work for you like it works for me by ordering your 3-week quick starter pack today. Relieffactor.com, relieffactor.com. Be the next success story.
My name is Jason Hansen. I'm a former CIA officer and New York Times bestselling author. You can protect your hard-earned retirement assets with a tax-free loophole that allows you to convert your retirement into physical gold and silver. Advantage Gold is the nation's highest-rated gold company. They have the best process, pricing, and service. If you want to get your free gold and silver investment kit, please contact Advantage Gold right now. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Call 800-900-8000.
Commercials.
Accusing them of spying, Norway is expelling 15 Russian diplomats.
They used the normal euphemism of international relations. Norway's government said 15 Russian diplomats had engaged in activities not compatible with their status. Translated into regular English, they're accused of spying. And this marks just the latest step in a wider Norwegian crackdown on Russian espionage. Last October, a university researcher was arrested in the northern city of Tromsø. He'd identified himself as a Brazilian academic, but was accused of being a Russian intelligence officer. The same month, 7 Russians were arrested for flying drones near areas considered militarily sensitive.
The BBC's Paul Moss. The Ukrainian foreign minister says his country will not budge from its demand that Russia withdraw its forces from Crimea, as well as from other parts of Ukraine that Moscow illegally annexed more recently. News and analysis at townhall.com. Imprisoned Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny is reportedly in failing health because of a new suspected poisoning.
A spokeswoman says the 46-year-old Navalny fell ill last Friday when he was let out of the punishment cell and put in a conventional cell. He had lost about 18 pounds in 15 days. On Monday, Navalny wrote on Twitter he was put back in a punishment cell for another 15-day term. An ambulance reportedly was called early Saturday because of acute stomach pains, but Navalny received no diagnosis. A spokeswoman says it's believed Navalny is receiving low doses of poison in pills without identification. Navalny nearly died in a poisoning with a nerve agent in 2020 that he blames on the Kremlin. Keith Peters reporting.
Democrat Senator Dianne Feinstein of California is asking to be temporarily replaced on the Judiciary Committee while she recovers from a case of shingles. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Hi, my name's Dawn. I have been taking BioTE at Advanced Medical. My moods are better. I sleep well. My husband has complimented me on the mood swings that are no longer affecting our marriage.
Are these problems affecting your work, your relationships, and your quality of life? You'll be happy to know there's an exciting, natural solution available called BioTE. BioTE uses a natural way for men and women to correct these problems by safely and accurately balancing hormone levels without the use of synthetic injections or cream.
I got blood work done, and they identified what hormones were out of balance. They gave me the bioidentical hormone pellets through BioT, and now I have more energy, no more brain fog, I'm sleeping better, and I feel like my old self again. I would recommend Advanced Rehab and Medical and their BioT program to anyone suffering with symptoms like mine. It's been life-changing.
To book your appointment, call 731-462-8580. That's 731-462-8580.
Looking to add a little spice to your love life?
Nothing adds spice like gunpowder.
Jackson's only indoor shooting range. Date night at the range. Here's what you lovebirds get: a shooting lane for two targets, 100 rounds of ammo, eye and ear protection, and a $30 gift certificate to Texas Roadhouse. All for just $99.99.
Now that's firepower.
Perfect for a gift card from the range. The Range, 2310 North Highland Avenue in Jackson.
Go to therange.com.
Is your office or home office in need of a new printer, copier, fax, or multifunction machine? Do you need business cards, envelopes, or office supplies? Are you looking to upgrade to new office furniture? Office World Incorporated in Trenton has been serving all of the Gibson County and the West Tennessee area for over 65 years. Office World is a franchise partner of OfficeZilla. Call today, 731-855-9131, or email officeworldinc@gmail.com.
Award-winning Watson's Cleaning Service specializes in commercial and residential cleaning. Watson's cleans huge commercial buildings: West Tennessee Agriculture and Education Center, the Federal Court Building in downtown Jackson. Watson's also specializes in residential cleaning services: stripping and waxing floors, buffing, pulling trash, sweeping and mopping, vacuuming, household cleaning, baseboards, walls, dishes, dusting and organizing. Call 731-293-3808. Family owned and operated Watson's Cleaning Services. 293-3808.
Papa, why can't we telegraph while riding a horse?
Son, there ain't no one to blame but Jeffro. He was riding old Betsy the Stallion, tip-tapping away at his telegraph, when blam! Ran right into the side of the saloon.
Well, if Jeffro can't do it, neither should you. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local convenience store today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Central Distributors, Jackson.
News Talk 96.5 FM weather, presented by Dustin Ring. Dustin buys houses fast for cash. Call Dustin today, 731-200-1362. Thursday brings mostly cloudy skies with highs in the low 70s. East winds 10 to 15. Mostly cloudy tonight, lows in the mid-50s. Dustin buys houses fast for cash. DustinBuys.com. For weather 24/7, visit newstalk965.com. Wake up with Wood. Daybreak with Greg Wood. Weekday morning 6 till 10 on 96.5 FM and newstalkwtn.com.
Welcome back here to Meridian Baptist Church. We're in South Jackson. We're on the corner of Hartsbridge Road and
Chester Levy Road.
Chester. Exactly, Melissa. I wanted to see if you remembered. You passed the test. And Pastor Bass is with us. Pastor Tim Bass. How you doing, Pastor?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
Man, fantastic. John Lindsay said that you and your congregation and your staff have just been awesome to help with this. And look at this. It's fantastic in here. So for John, thank you for all your help with this tonight.
It was our pleasure. We were grateful to do it. When John came and asked me and talked to me about it, I said, man, let's do it. We want to make sure that we have something like this on this end of town that's important, and to minister to this family and watch him minister to himself and his family through this has been an amazing thing.
Larry Newman's producing and directing. Larry, be on your best behavior, please. The pastor's with us. Larry Newman. Hello, Newman.
Hello, Reeves. Hi, Pastor. How
to
are
that
you?
Attitude.
I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Gina Langley's on her way in here, and Melissa Lindsay is here. And Melissa is actually John's first cousin, and you knew Trey well.
I should have known him better, but yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wonderful kid. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's all about him. And Roger Clemens, a 7-time Cy Young Award winner, will be here tonight. I want to see if John asked him about that sawed-off bat where he sawed off Mike Piazza. You remember that?
I do remember that.
Series? And then threw the bat at him.
He sure did. He picked it up and threw it right back at him.
And he was asked about it after the game, and he said, I thought it was the ball. Now, the next thing I asked him, but wait a minute, we're not playing kickball. You don't throw it at the runner. But I'd feel better asking him on the phone.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't ask him that in person.
But that was a moment in baseball history. He was in so many of those huge moments in baseball history, and this one just happened to be in the World Series, and it was the 9/11 World Series, the Subway World Series, the Mets and the Yankees.
Mm-hmm. I do remember that.
There's Ronnie Reagan. Somebody let Ronnie Reagan up in here. How you doing, Ronnie Reagan? You know Ronnie Reagan?
I've met him just through
Briefly.
this, just to be honest with you.
Really? Okay. Well, look, he seemed like a nice guy. You know, if it's the man with the impeccable beard, or Ronnie Reagan. Good to see you, Ronnie. Yeah, and we're again at the corner of Chester Levy and Hartsbridge Road. This is a beautiful church here. How many square feet do you have?
Gosh, I wouldn't even begin to know how many it would be, how many square feet it would be here. It's a lot more under roof than you think just driving by, because it's like a maze walking through here. I've been here since September of this past year, and I'm still finding my way around.
Well, it is, and we're in the gymnasium. This is nice, and I understand that you have become a real part of the community and work with Southside High School.
Yes, sir.
That's nice. That's the way it should be, the way it used to be, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They've had a good relationship with Southside for many years, and when the weather's where they can't practice some of their sports outside, they are allowed to, they allow them to use our gym, and we hold some of their sports banquets. As a matter of fact, we're having the state championship girls basketball team here having their banquet in a couple of weeks here, so we're grateful to be able to do that.
Well, this is my first year back with the Jackson-Madison County Public School System, and they have blown me away. Mm-hmm. It starts at the top with Dr. King, Dr. Ricky Catlett. Mm-hmm. Do you know Dr. Catlett?
I do. Ricky Catlett and I have had a relationship for probably about 10 or 12 years. So, as a matter of fact, his parents come to church here at Meridian. And but I've known Dr. Catlett for many years, and he was a principal to my kids. And when we first moved to this area, Ricky Catlett took my oldest one in at the time. He was a little afraid when he first went to school out at West Middle. And he took him in and brought him in and just loved on him, and we've had a good relationship ever since.
Oh, Ricky, he's a special guy now. Low energy, though. He don't have a... It's, Dad, I have worked with Ricky, and I consider him a close personal friend. I remember when he went to Northside, and, the spirit was down over there, and you go to a football game, Thurman Reynolds Stadium, there wouldn't be that many people there. And Ricky brought back, the pep rallies, mm-hmm. and all of a sudden, it's a sold-out stadium, and all of a sudden, Jackson Northside is 14-0. Mm-hmm. And Yeah, and then he went down to Chester County as principal, and I was so happy that he came back to Jackson to join Dr. Marlon King, and Tim Gilmer's back. He's probably a doctor too, I don't know. And let's see, thank you, and let's see, who else is it? Greg Hammond, who's a Southside guy. Do you know Greg?
I don't. I'm sorry.
He's the Hollywood type. He was in TV.
Okay.
And then let's see. I shouldn't even start naming because I'll leave some people out. But you know Ricky Catlett, then you know what he's all about.
Oh yes, sir. I do.
Yeah. And let's see. And what else was? Oh, I wanted to ask you about the congregation. How many members do you have here?
I don't know as far as our actual row, membership, how many was on there, but I do know what attends on Sundays, and we run anywhere between 225 to 250 on Sunday. And this past Sunday, of course, we had a good crowd like most churches did. We had a little over 350 here, and I just think God's got some good things in store for Meridian. If He didn't, I don't feel like He would have laid it on my heart to be here and for us to be able to connect together, and that's all a God thing in doing that. And we're just looking to grow every area. We've been working with our youth. We got a good youth pastor, Sam Gilbreth is our youth pastor. Brother Curtis Gardner has been here about 25 years as our associate pastor and worship pastor, and he transitioned us into the music ministry that we are now, that hopefully we'll reach all age groups, not just one particular one. So we're grateful for what God's doing here.
I grew up, Melissa, I don't know if this way, but I don't know what your age is, but on Sunday mornings it was, and Larry, now Larry, did you grow up out in South Jackson, Larry?
No, I didn't. I grew up in Atlanta.
Okay, and of course he was in Atlanta for a while, then off to reform school. But it was the Sunday mornings was Flipper. You remember?
I went to church.
No, this is before church. Don't judge me.
I do remember Flipper.
Flipper, and then the gospel singing Jubilee. The Florida Boys. I was not fans of the Florida Boys because I loved the Henson family. You remember them?
I don't. I do remember Flipper. I'd watch that while we were getting ready before we went to Sunday school and all that, and they would be on.
See, he did it too. You going to badmouth him? No. That's right, before Sunday school, and then which the Henson. Larry, are you familiar with the Henson family?
Yes, I am.
Ronnie, Larry, Kenny, and had a sister, and they came to our church quite a bit. They were fantastic. I think they wrote songs like The Lighthouse.
Okay.
I think Ronnie wrote that, but he was giving his testimony at church. He said, I was always drunk, and he said, I actually was drunk today. I went in and got saved. He said he went into the church, and they walked up, had an altar call, and he said, I was standing there, they were praying for me, and I looked down, and I had on a Hawaiian flowery shirt. It had women in bikinis on it. I thought, oh, Lord. And but he said nobody ever said anything, and that's where he turned his life around. And they have. I don't know if they're still out there, out and about. I haven't heard of them in a long time because I was a kid then. So I was a kid when they were kind of in their prime, so they'd be probably in their early 40s by now. That's a joke, but it's a tough crowd. You want to come on with us? No. You look important. I don't know.
No. You want me to cook coffee?
Oh, coffee?
We're going to need that on all day.
So, yeah. He's the pastor. Is there any way I could get a cup with a good dose of sugar? Yes, ma'am. I was going to say thank you so much. And a shrimp dinner.
Well, I'll have to give you a credit card.
I'll take a credit card.
But I'll get you
Okay. Now, who's this lady?
That's Miss Sherry Wilson. She's our church secretary. She's the one who keeps us all in line here.
Jeff, you met Melissa, that she does the same with us.
Only it doesn't work.
Well, it don't work for her either, but we let her feel like it does sometimes. No, she does a great job. We're blessed with a good church secretary.
Well, I tell you, I'm going to have to come visit here. You are really, I enjoy talking with you, and what you guys are doing here with the public school system, Southside High School, which is, I mean, you can see it from here, the baseball stadium, the softball stadiums across the streets. And I wish you would have seen, you're going to be hosting the Southside girls basketball banquets. I wish you would have seen them play, Pastor. They were a juggernaut. And their head coach, do you know him very well?
I do not. I have not met him
Brent
yet.
McNeil he is a wonderful human being. And Damon Fuller, the boys coach, he is a wonderful human being. Wonderful people over at South. Miss Tucker, have you met her?
I do know Miss Tucker. I knew her from when I was serving in this area before. So.
Oh yeah, she's been there for. All of them are Southside people that went to school there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they stay here. This is Gina Langley. She's our sales
Hey, how are
manager.
you doing?
Pastor Tim Bass.
It's a pleasure.
How are you doing today?
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
She is the daughter of a Baptist minister.
Yes.
Okay. Now, who's your dad?
He passed away a long time ago. Max Wood. My family's from Lexington, Tennessee. Yeah.
Okay. Well, good deal.
You know what they say about preachers' kids? Or
No,
they're just mean as little
she's
snakes.
not a good.
You know, the story behind that, though, is the reason that preachers' kids act the way they do. They hang out with the deacons'
Yeah,
kids.
that's the whole
Hey,
deal.
that's funny.
That's the whole deal right there.
Now, how old are your kiddos?
I have a 27-year-old son, a 25-year-old son, a 21-year-old daughter, and I have a 7-year-old that we have got.
Were you Catholic before?
No.
Do y'all,
They sort of picked up on the
y'all
humor.
aren't big on planning then, huh?
Well, the 7-year-old
He said
actually
he planned a bit of.
came to live with us about a year and a half ago. He's
Awesome.
My wife and I had.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, we took him in, and he's been with us about a year this past January.
So
and,
he's just y'all's, isn't he?
We adopted Josh, but we can't get him to leave.
That's right. Sometimes they just don't. And sometimes when they leave, they come back bringing some with them.
Well, yeah, that's true.
And
You're
I have,
absolutely right.
I have two grandsons.
Aren't they wonderful?
Oh, that's the best
You want to
part.
talk about that for a minute?
Yes.
What do they call you?
Pop Pop.
Pop Pop.
I tried to get them to call me T-Bone, but it hadn't worked yet. So.
T-Bone.
You just have to keep correcting them.
Now, you seriously, did you really try to get him to call you that?
Yeah, but my daughter-in-law.
You know, thank you. Do I now?
Make sure the top is on there good, and there's you some sugar if you need more than it.
Yeah, I need at least double that. Do you have anything to stir that with? And what time is the shrimp dinner going to be? I was asking for the pastor. He wants one to. Please, and something to stir with.
You're going to become a diabetic with all the sugar he takes in his coffee. It's ridiculous.
I have 1 cup a day.
It's ridiculous.
Don't do this on air, please.
Sorry. Okay.
We've known each
I'll
other.
let it go. I'm letting it go.
We're in church.
This is Gina letting it go. Okay?
Let it go, Gina.
I'm letting it go.
Because she knows how to push my buttons. Pastor, it's John. I've asked him for a shrimp dinner too, but it's like they said, look, Roger Clemens don't ask for stuff like you do.
See, everything always loops back to Dan and
That's
his
right.
needs, and that always
The pastor's
comes
already
first.
picked up on that.
I'm sure he did.
Now I think he's going to bring a booth to our launch party.
I'm going to try to.
cool.
I'm going to try my
That
best
would
to
be
next week.
awesome. Now you know
Okay, you're
Budweiser's-
sounding shaky now.
Look,
Well, no, I'm going to try to my best to. It just depends on what our calendar looks like.
in the spirit of transparency.
That's empty, ma'am. She said, "Yeah, I can crack it over your head because it's like, thank you,
Brother Tim, y'all have a good time.
Okay.
thank you, ma'am."
In the spirit of transparency, did you share with the preacher who the title sponsor is
For our launch
for
party.
a launch party? Yeah,
Our launch party is sponsored by
Central Distributors.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
That's cool, though, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, you're talking about local people that are just wonderful human
they are.
beings.
They are absolutely
Yeah,
wonderful. at
moderation
Central.
is
Right.
a key, isn't it? Well, now you don't have to
we're-
get into all that.
no, we
but-
don't have to. I'm
yeah.
sorry I brought it up, actually.
Yeah,
That's
it's.
what I get for thinking out loud.
Did you? I thought I asked you to. Never mind. She was typing up what you to talk about today. I thought we'd do that. It works
Okay.
better than. They're wonderful people. I tell you, they give a lot back to the
They
community.
do.
There's
They're
no
really
doubt.
engaged locally, which is what we're all
And that's
about,
what
right, Dan?
Brother Bass does. Do they call you? Because we growing up in Pentecostal church, it was Brother Thornton.
I get called everything, but a lot of folks just call me Brother Tim or Tim. I'm fine with whatever. I've never been one who required or asked to be called. I'm just like anybody else. I'm just somebody that God chose to use to serve in this capacity, and I'm not worthy of it, and I'm just grateful to get to do it. But I get called anything from Brother Tim, Brother Bass, Tim. My wife calls me Timmy because that's what everybody did when I was a kid, but very few people do that. But I get called about everything. Some things I probably don't even know about.
Well, did you grow up in Ripley?
In Ripley, Mississippi, yes. That's where I was born at and grew up.
And you said
there.
your parents bought you at the First Monday?
That's where they found me at.
That's what he said.
They trade dogs down there, and I was happened to be there. No, I'm just a joke.
I mean, I was buying it. Look, I was like listening to it. Like, what happened to you?
No, I was born there.
Now, do they still have First Monday?
They do. It is. It's. I don't know if it's as big as it used to be. You used to couldn't get through town on that weekend, but it still is an active thing, and you're driving along Highway 15, and it's right off the highway across from the fairgrounds there in Ripley.
Do you know that man?
I do not.
Do you have security?
I'm not, they may not be here yet, but we can get them if we need to.
Yeah, he is fantastic. You'll love meeting him.
Okay.
He's a good friend of mine. What's his name?
Oh, what's his name? So I just took a stroll through the silent auction. Oh my goodness!
What do you see over there?
So,
Tim, what have you, Pastor? What have you seen that you want?
I've seen a lot of things there that are very, very neat.
Are you a sports fan?
I am. I'm more, and actually baseball is one that I grew up. I was a Braves fan because when I was growing up,
Same here.
that was the only baseball team you could watch.
You grew up. We grew up on watching the Superstation.
Mm-hmm. TBS.
TBS and WGN. Gina grew up in Chicago.
So you were a Cubs fan, or White Sox?
Still am. No, Cubs fan.
They're-
The
no
friendly
White Sox.
confines of Wrigley Park, Wrigley Field.
Wrigley Field, for
It's been a
crying out
minute.
loud. Sorry,
I'm
Pastor.
not really sports oriented. I do like football, but he starts talking about baseball and basketball, and my eyes just kind of glaze over.
Yeah,
None of it's registering.
Roger Clemens is here.
So yeah, I have.
But just pretend
I will. I
for
can
the
put on a
company
brave face.
today.
Absolutely.
I thought you talked to her.
Plus, I love to host people, and I'm very social, so of course I'll be polite.
You
I just
look
can't,
lovely, by the
thank
way.
you, sustain any kind of baseball conversation. So if that
That's why I'm
transpires, y'all come and get me, because I'm in over my head.
You were in over your head.
Just
from day
tell
one.
him I heard you had 7 Cy Youngs, and you're done.
7 Cy Youngs.
Just say,
okay,
I
got
heard.
it.
I knew,
See? That's
tell
all
me,
I need
just
right
say,
there.
tell me about your 7 Cy Youngs, and
Didn't let him do the
he'll
talking.
think that she's an expert.
Absolutely.
Look, I'm going to lay that on him. I'm serious.
Okay.
No.
That's my big move.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's Pastor's trying to pull a joke on you.
Oh.
Ask him about.
Oh, he
yeah,
did
that's in football.
That's so mean for the preacher to do to me.
He's got a great personality. Ask him about how many. No, seriously, Stanley Cups he's won.
No, I know better than that because that's hockey. No, I'm not just ignorant to sports. That's hockey.
I thought
know
that was.
Ask him how many field
No,
goals
but
he
that
kicked,
was.
too.
Yeah, that's right.
Thanks.
I was. Who was it? It may have been Mill from Bradford. I forgot, but he used to call. I started a sports talk show with Richard, the narrator Barber.
Why do you do that when you say Richard?
It
freaks me out a little bit. It's
show
like
business.
Okay, sorry.
And the pastor got it right off the bat, and so
y'all bonded over sports.
no, actually, I grew up in a Pentecostal church.
That's how you. Okay, that was.
Yeah,
the
we were
report,
talking.
yeah.
We were talking about, and he, you ought to tell the story about the pastor. That's where Meridian was originally down the street a little bit, and how because this is a great piece of land right here. Church is on.
Yeah.
Actually, yes. There's a church that uses that building now. It's just north of us, and that was where Meridian moved to that property from another property after they had just began. And the story that's been told to me by numerous people is that the guy that was the pastor at the time, they were down the road. He felt that they needed the property where this facility is located now. So he would come every day, and they said he would lay on the ground and pray that God would deliver this piece of property to them.
Whose phone's going off? It's live. Ready. Melissa, that's okay. It's Melissa.
Oh,
So
it's okay if it's Melissa. Continue, preacher.
So eventually, sure enough, that they were able to purchase this piece of property, and they've been blessed with some really great pastors over the years. And one of them was Brother Ronnie Wilburn, that many people will know because he pastored here so long.
I remember him.
And Brother Ronnie led them into the building project and the facility that they have now. And
Which is a gorgeous facility.
Oh yes, when God began working to lead us back here, and they reached out to us, I knew about Meridian before. I was really excited that I was going to get to come, and I pray this is the place I get to retire from.
Well, I tell you, it's you've got a great personality, which is going to really help with people. And can you stay with us another segment?
I can, yes, I can.
I appreciate it. Pastor Bass with us. Those shoes, please.
There's a Bon Jovi Rolling Stones magazine signed over there. I'm so excited. And I put a bid in on Ric Flair's signature.
Don't act like this in front of the pastor, okay? I did see John Cougar Mellencamp.
Yeah.
is
There's
that
Fleetwood Mac
autographed?
over there. Yeah, and Fleetwood Mac, Mick Fleetwood autographed it.
What?
His drumsticks. Yeah, you need to go over there. It's awesome.
Pastor, do you have a favorite? Do you like those groups?
I do. I liked John Cougar Mellencamp growing up. Of course, I was a Ric Flair fan because watching WTV.
Well, I'm watching wrestling, yeah.
On Superstation, and then, of course, he's got a Jerry Lawler replica belt signed over there that's pretty neat. Everybody in this area grew up watching Jerry Lawler.
Big old belt
You know,
over there,
I signed one of my baseball caps for John to auction off, and I couldn't see where he had it
I'm
out
sure
here.
It's over there. I'm positive it's over there.
I'm sure he may.
Yeah.
What I think, and John hadn't confirmed it. I figure he have to put away, afraid somebody's going to steal it before auction.
Right. It needs to be under lock and key.
That must be what it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's so valuable. My word.
Well, I didn't want to say that, but
well, I'm
that's
saying
right.
it. I'm saying it right now. Yeah.
Because I don't want to make this about me.
It's always about you, love.
But I don't like making it about me. I will if I need to. No, and Pastor, I tell you, you're a pleasure. It's good to get to know you, and Melissa's here too.
She is related
Live
to
and in living color.
all of the city.
Oh yeah,
It's amazing.
We'll be right back. Stay right there here. News Talk 96.5 FM, and also be sure to download our free mobile apps. If they fit Apple, they fit Android. Go to your App Store, type in News Talk 96.5 FM. And if you have an Android, go to your Google Play Store, type in News Talk 96.5 FM. But wait, there's more. We've got a brand new website. And Pastor, now you send us anything that you guys are doing.
Okay.
And to community events at newstalk965.com. And you churches, send them over, and we'll get it on the air for you. If you've got any type of PSA, any type of public or community function. And Gina, we'd love to get that on the air.
Absolutely.
Community service, we take that very,
That's what
very
we're
seriously.
about at News Talk 96.5.
Yeah. We're going to have some fun with our relationship with you. Well, a lot of things we can do together.
Yes, sir.
Marty Clemens is in the house. And hey, Marty. How we doing today? Good. You know Marty?
I don't. I have not met him yet.
Well, your luck ran out. You were doing great. No, Marty's a wonderful person. Okay. That's Jackson royalty right there.
It is. It truly is.
He ain't going to say it, but I will. He
Well,
threw
I
me
won't
out
wash
of
my hands
he
for a
threw
while.
me out of a co-ed softball
Exactly.
game. He threw me out of a co-ed softball game. And because I broke the rules. That's all I did. No, he didn't throw me out. He called me out after I lined a double, which normally it would be a double. I'd probably stretch it into inside the park. But I started down first, and I hear
church.
That's right. And I heard him say, "Here out!" And I was like, "Huh?" He said, "You're outside the batter's box." And I said some things to him that he handled it beautifully. I called him the next day. I got his phone number. I said, "I apologize." And he still remembers me calling him to apologize.
He probably does after all of that. So
yeah, he said he was going to move out of town. He was so scared. But I've told him, I said, umpires like that make the leagues, because if you have a weak umpires in leagues, they fall apart. Mm-hmm. And I appreciate so much Marty Clemens. I love to tell that story. Have you gone into the Hall of Fame yet, Marty?
I go
Saturday.
The Tennessee,
Yeah.
the TSSAA Hall of Fame. We're proud of
Awesome.
Marty.
That is awesome.
We're so proud of you, Marty. We'll be right back at Meridian Baptist Church. Roger Clemens is here tonight, and we'll be right back to tell you more about that with Pastor Bass.
King Jewelers is not your typical jewelry store. It's an iconic symbol of love. Custom-made jewelry to suit the most discriminating taste. Or you can redesign an old piece that's just sitting in a jewelry box. Create something completely new and unique. Grover has over 40 years experience as a certified jeweler. Visit KingJewelerJackson.com. King Jewelers at 16B Conrad Drive, Jackson. Follow King Jewelers Jackson on social media for special savings.
If you're in business, you know just how important each call is. You don't have time for phone or internet downtime. Your business needs a reliable communications partner 24/7. You need Lifeline Voice and Data. Lifeline Voice and Data provides telephone service to emergency service facilities all over West Tennessee and beyond. For your business, we don't just provide a phone line. We provide a lifeline. Lifeline Voice and Data.
News Talk West Tennessee includes NewsTalk965.com and NewsTalk 96.5 FM, covering local news, sports, and weather on an extensive network of platforms, including radio, social media streaming, digital TV, live stream, podcasts, all on your devices. Our local and live weekday lineup includes Daybreak with Greg Wood and G-Unit, Walker Talks with Chuck Walker and Julie Holt, The Dan Reeves Show with Gina Langley and Larry Newman, Dave Ramsey, Jackson-Madison County Schools Game of the Week, UT Vols Sports, and the Memphis Grizzlies. Local, live, News Talk West Tennessee and NewsTalk965.com. Hear it first on News Talk 96.5 FM. We might be talking about you.
Hi, my name is Scott Conger. When I ran for mayor, my commitment was to make Jackson the best it can be for us and future generations. I want Jackson to be a place that my children will want to call home. Over the past 4 years, we've restored fiscal responsibility, reduced our debt by $33 million, and produced a budget surplus of $21 million. We've increased funding to fire and police departments, and we've had a 19% reduction in crime. We've made historic investments in infrastructure and quality of life, and invested $3 million per year in street resurfacing. The mayor's race is nonpartisan, so that we can focus on what matters in Jackson, not Washington. Our schools, our jobs, our people, our neighborhoods. That's what matters. Party politics too often focus on what divides us. By putting people over politics, we build a stronger community for everyone. We've accomplished so much, but now it's time for us to dream even bigger for our city. I need your help to build a better tomorrow, and I'm asking for your vote for me, Scott Conger, for mayor on May 2nd. Paid for by Scott Conger for mayor, Lonnie Harris, treasurer.
Hi, I'm Terica Smith, a local attorney and proud JMCSS graduate, but I'm also a JMCSS parent. We chose Jackson-Madison County Schools for educational options that are innovative and challenging. Whether it's the Academic Academy at Northeast or early college and career opportunities at JCM Early College High, JMCSS offers classes and programs that will prepare my son for college and beyond. Plus, JMCSS is a Level 5 district and tuition free. It just makes sense.
Hi, I'm Greg Hammond, Chief of Public Information for the Jackson-Madison County School System. With an increased focus in the fine arts, athletics, workforce development, and early career opportunities for students, there's never been a better time to choose us. Tuition-free, Jackson-Madison County Schools. Visit jmcss.org today to schedule a tour or call 731-345-7011.
Hi, my name's Dawn. I have been taking BioT at Advanced Medical. My moods are better. I sleep well. My husband has complimented me on the mood swings that are no longer affecting our marriage.
Are these problems affecting your work, your relationships, and your quality of life? You'll be happy to know there's an exciting, natural solution available called BioT. BioT uses a natural way for men and women to correct these problems by safely and accurately balancing hormone levels without the use of synthetic injections or cream.
I got blood work done, and they identified what hormones were out of balance. They gave me the bioidentical hormone pellets through BioT, and now I have more energy, no more brain fog, I'm sleeping better, and I feel like my old self again. I would recommend Advanced Rehab and Medical and their BioT program to anyone suffering with symptoms like mine. It's been life-changing.
To book your appointment, Call 731-462-8580. That's 731-462-8580.
Take us with you wherever you go. Download our free apps for Apple and Android. Visit newstalkwtn.com. Then click to download.
When you need a heart expert, you need an expert with heart. Corbin Cardiology is dedicated to providing the highest quality cardiovascular care in West Tennessee. At Corbin Cardiology, our patient-centered approach, along with a full array of diagnostic imaging services, sets us apart from other cardiovascular clinics. Corbin Cardiology has clinics in Bartlett, Dyersburg, Lexington, and the newest location is now open in Jackson at 58 Murray Guard Drive. To schedule an appointment in office or by telemedicine, visit CorbinCardiology.com
or call 731-513-5701.
96.5 FM. Home of the Dan Reeves Show.
Weekday afternoons, 3 till 6.
Live here at Meridian Baptist Church, and we thank Meridian Baptist Church for allowing us to broadcast today and for being so hospitable to John Lindsay. So, providing a great venue, huh, Gina, for the...
It is beautiful.
Yes.
It is a gorgeous facility. The sports memorabilia is over the top fabulous. And I don't know that much about sports.
You don't
made
know.
A big impression.
That's the understatement of the century. Hey, John, can you come over a minute? Let's talk about some of the items to bid on. Don't worry about her. She's okay. Don't be selfish, John.
That's Danny's role.
That's my job. Larry Newman's producing and directing. Larry, let's run down the weather again real quick, brought to you by Dustin Ring. Dustin buys houses fast for cash. DustinBuys.com. DustinBuys.com. And he's going to be with us tomorrow in studio, Gina.
Really?
Dustin
That's
Ring.
right. I sent him a text.
Yep.
Yep.
Sure is.
And Casey's going to be around. They can talk wrestling.
Casey Gold.
Yeah.
I don't need Casey to talk wrestling.
Okay.
Pastor, I haven't mentioned this because I don't like to brag, but I essentially am a professional wrestler. I'm doing this to make ends meet. I wrestled. I
that's hysterical, isn't
It's,
it? Sorry, Dan.
That wasn't a joke.
No,
John, were you there when I wrestled?
Yeah, I was there that night. They had that midget wrestling.
John, you may be half an inch taller than me, and that's because your head would fit. Your head would look natural on an elephant. John, don't make me attack you in front of the pastor.
Hey, I remember that match. It was Mini Superstar versus Lil Tokyo.
Look, you're an unathletic white man. It's finally coming out today. Don't hate me because I'm a superior athlete.
Look, I don't want to catch them fists. I'm sorry.
Pastor, look, I can ask for forgiveness. Do you know what the sidewalk tastes like here? They don't have a lot of sidewalk in Beaman.
Violence is rarely the answer, Dan.
I didn't say it was the answer, but it made me feel better. John Lindsay is one of the finest people I've ever known. And John, I see a John Mellencamp. Did you not come to that wrestling match before we leave that, though?
I don't think I did. I thought you was just kidding. Did you really get in the ring?
Yes. Larry, were you there?
Hey, what? Who did you wrestle?
I asked the man a question.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Who'd you wrestle?
I'm talking to Larry
what was her
for
name?
just a second.
What was her name?
John, I tell you, you're about this close now. I'm serious. I hadn't been to anger management. It hadn't settled in yet on me. Larry, were you there?
I wasn't there.
Good. Yeah, Pastor, this just lets you know these people are not cultured a bit. They won't go
What do you
to.
mean, these people?
I didn't talk about
talking
you.
about these people?
Well, I should. Okay,
Sounded like
Larry
he included you,
and
Gina.
John. So,
Hey,
because wait,
Newman.
they won't go.
Hey.
They will not go see the. Pardon me. They won't. I'm sorry, Pastor. They won't go to the symphony unless there's fireworks.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. The culture war is over. Culture lost. That's what I'm saying. Okay, now, John, let me calm down. Now, you've got some great autographed merchandise here.
Oh, yeah.
Is it a silent auction tonight?
It's a lot of the sports memorabilia will be silent auction. We have probably about 10 things we're going to auction off that'll be live auction. And that's more like the vacation packages.
Okay, give
Danny,
us some
buy
details.
those. Buy one of those, Danny.
We've got like a little small trip to the Smoky Mountains, and
No, wait. Okay, give me some details.
it's like a 3-day 2-night, but it comes with like passes and
Passes
food
to what?
cards.
I feel like
Dan,
I feel like I'm going to have to waterboard you to find out how many about these trips.
I don't know as much about it. I had to go look at it.
Is there anyone here
hang
that
on,
knows?
hang on.
Okay.
The Gulf Shores trip, I can tell you about that.
Now, where is that exactly?
It's in Gulf Shores.
But I mean, where on the, is it a house? Is it a condo?
It's a condo, and it's right across from the public beach.
The pastor said it's not too late to pull all these tables out of here. John, those are Gulf Shores.
Hey, I love getting on here and messing with y'all. It's right across from the public beach. You walk right across the road and you're at
That's
the
way
beach.
too much detail. Whatever.
6 days.
Where's it at?
6
On the
days.
Gulf Coast.
It's at Gulf Shores.
Oh, the Gulf Shores.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's the.
Yeah.
I apologize. I may have overreacted. Okay, and it's how long?
6 days, 5 nights. Sponsored by Reagan Realty. But check this out. When we try to put it together, we try to put together like more than just a stay. I've got a helicopter ride over the Gulf is included in it.
Fun.
I've got I think that's for 3 people. There's a dolphin cruise for a couple of people. We've got
fun.
4 tickets to the OWA amusement park.
Oh, really fun.
I know there's at least $150 in gift cards for food places. So,
Jeez.
yeah, it's pretty
They
cool.
don't mess around here.
Man.
Yeah.
I don't play around.
Do you have any bids in on that yet?
We hadn't
Is
taken
that the
any.
live
Wink,
auction?
wink.
That's the live auction.
Okay, so that'll happen during the event.
And
This is worth this remote $1,500 if we were charged it.
Oh man, yeah.
Now, I'm not. Don't mean any. That doesn't mean
He's
any
being
favor.
cheap. You know, it's for
That's
a
a
charity.
Marty
Dan
Clemens, you
Rice.
know him?
It's for a charity.
All right.
and I don't
What
know
is?
if you
I forgot. What is his name? I forgot.
That's Curtis right there.
I know
his
Curtis, but what's his
shoes.
last name?
Cooksey.
Cooksey.
Did he referee your wrestling match?
We've been friends a long time. I think we played ball together. Look, those went out of style in the 80s.
Oh, I love those shoes.
It's,
Work it, Cooksey.
dude, you look great, man. I ain't seen you in a while. Are you still at JEA?
He said no.
Well, where are you now?
Arkansas.
That's not a job. It's a. So you moved to Arkansas. Why? No wonder I haven't seen. It's good to see you, man. Yes, sir. I'll get with you just a little bit. Maybe we can have a chat on the air. What are you doing these days?
Selling ice.
Selling ice.
What kind of ice?
To Eskimos.
Well,
okay. Sorry.
Well, I always said you could sell ice, you know where, and it's close to it, Arkansas. Yeah. What part of Arkansas? Paragould. Okay. That's not. I know where it's at. That's not exactly Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Paragould, Arkansas. Huh? I don't want to make fun of Paragould. It's great to see you guys. I'll get with you in just a minute. Okay, so I saw John Cougar Mellencamp.
Yeah, American Fool.
John,
vinyl album.
That was what he was. John Cougar. That's autographed?
Yeah. Yep.
The Fleetwood Mac.
I'm a
autograph
huge
impressed the
fan.
heck out of me.
Hey, that's actually Mick Fleetwood's personal drumsticks that he used.
And it's all autographed.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
pretty sharp.
There's some lady stuff over here.
See, I haven't gone to that side yet, Melissa.
Whatever. Melissa, we're talking. Okay.
And you see the big. I think it's
the way you got to handle it. Do it.
There's a Terry Redlin print, but look to the side of it. You see the canvas picture sitting up. That's a signed Nolan Ryan and Roger Clemens canvas picture.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Each one of them doctored up the 300 whatever wins they had, and their no hitters and Cy Youngs, and they put all that on there. And so that's a pretty
man
cool piece.
Pastor, I need to talk to Pastor just a minute. Don't leave. She won't hurt me as long as you're right here.
He's talking about Melissa, our office manager.
I love Pastor Bass, man. He is great.
Oh, I love Tim to death. He's been a great help. Tim, I don't know if you even knew this, but Melissa's my grandmother.
Really? Well, I've heard cousin.
She's related to everybody.
Now, she will stomp you in the ground in front of the pastor, your family.
I wouldn't mess with Melissa.
Is she wonderful?
Melissa is awesome.
Yeah, she is. You are too, my man. And, okay, so Fleetwood Mac, Mick Fleetwood drumsticks.
John Bon Jovi.
There's a Rolling Stones magazine signed by John Bon Jovi.
So hot.
There's a lot of signed football helmets. Patrick Willis.
You're in charge.
Lawrence Taylor. Remember Jim McMahon? Old Bears.
Sure.
Got a full-size helmet signed by him. Got some pieces signed by some of the guys that passed away. Hank Aaron. We've actually got a.
So I guess you had to sign those then.
Oh yeah.
No, that is valuable. You got a Hank Aaron autograph.
Oh yeah, there's a big print over there from 1974.
Oh wow!
Now let me ask you this: I see a Houston Oilers helmet.
Yeah, Earl Campbell.
Man, Earl Campbell. My Uncle Charlie met him, and he brought me back some autograph stuff from. Earl Campbell, at least this is probably 15 years ago, had a meat company or was.
Oh yeah, he still does.
Yeah, well, my uncle. Were you a fan of George Jones?
I did listen to him with my parents when I was growing up.
Uncle Charlie was with George
I bet
Jones.
They were cool, huh? Your parents?
Yeah, and so they were at a food show out in Texas, and he met Earl Campbell, and he said, "Man, it was painful to watch him stand up and walk around."
Oh.
Yeah, he's in a wheelchair most of the time now.
He seemed like people that know him say just a wonderful person.
Yeah, his son actually runs, I think, the company now. But Earl's he's in pretty bad. No, I don't know about upper body, but yeah, his knees.
Oh yeah.
Hey, we've got actually. This is pretty cool.
I wasn't ready to move away from the football helmets.
We got a.
He's excited about the football helmets.
Giants.
Yeah, that's Lawrence Taylor.
Wow.
LT.
Remember him, Pastor?
I do.
You remember Lawrence?
No,
you don't
I have
know.
no idea what you're talking
right.
about.
The
really.
49ers is Patrick Willis. But
Patrick Willis and the Chicago Bears. Gina would be interested
Now,
in that.
I do love me some Bears.
That's Jim McMahon, I guess. Did he sign the helmet?
Oh, my gosh.
Jim
Are you
McMahon.
kidding me?
Yeah, that's Jim
The
McMahon.
quarterback from when they won the Super Bowl.
Right.
You know, I
Right.
went
The
downtown
only time.
Chicago to welcome them home, and I thought I had frostbite. I've never been so cold in my
That's
life.
too bad Jim McMahon's out of here. I'm sure he'll remember that always. Gina,
He will. They won the Super Bowl.
no, meeting you.
We've got a Ted Williams and Mickey Mantle signed photo that was actually part of Whitey Ford's estate.
Man.
When he passed away, it was one of the things that they auctioned off from his estate. So
What's this helmet off by itself there?
that's the black Tennessee helmet that
okay.
that they played last year.
Yeah.
And
Great looking helmet.
It really looks nice. It's signed by Aaron Beasley, who is probably going to be your stud defensive player for the Vols.
That's right.
He actually showed out in the bowl game this year.
Yes, absolutely.
He dominated Clemson.
Is that is the Atlanta Brave player. Is that Chipper Jones?
There's
or
a
is that
ball
the
over
Mets?
there that's signed by Chipper. There's a Tom Glavine signed photo. Let's see what else. There's, the one you're probably looking at is actually a Darryl Strawberry signed canvas.
That is Darryl Strawberry. Okay.
Oh, wow, I know who that
Dwight
is.
Gooden right beside him. And then on the far end beside
Somebody
the
get her a
cooler
cookie?
is
Doing
a
it?
Ken Griffey Jr. Signed print that's framed there at the end.
It is an impressive array of sports
Check out that Pete
memorabilia.
Rose there. That
Pete Rose, and
That's-
it's his birthday today or tomorrow. One
That's
of
a
the two.
young Pete Rose on that picture too. That's nice. That's a
I see
16
it
by
from
20
here.
canvas.
Yeah. Charlie Hustle. Now the pastor was asking, and some other people, they wanted to bid on that baseball cap I autographed, and they didn't see it out there.
Yeah.
I assume you.
Do you know where it is?
Didn't want somebody to steal it.
We just kind of got it put back.
Under lock and key, right?
Yeah, we didn't want somebody to walk off.
Yeah,
with
you know
it.
what? You said that
Not
from
that
the
anybody
pastor.
here would, but
I saw it laying out in the parking lot.
well, you know how it is now. I guess somebody done took it then, didn't they?
But I tell you, John, it ain't too late to pull all this out of here.
Hey, there's your guy right there on the corner down there up against the wall.
I got to watch my silent auction bids.
Hey, that's an 18 by 24 Ric Flair signed canvas.
I bid it.
Pastor's a fan of Ric
I bid
Flair.
it for $200. I'm the first bid.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
And he even put woo all the way across there.
I
with
love
like
it. Are
5
you
O's.
kidding me? I want that. But I'm really kind of. I bid on that, but then I didn't see Bon Jovi yet, and I kind of want that.
We're doing live radio, sir.
Sorry.
Yeah, see, that was awesome what y'all contributed to this, Ronnie. Ronnie said, "We didn't. What are you talking about?"
Hey, they have donated. Let me tell you something. I wish everybody had friends like Ronnie and Brandy. They have been awesome.
What is that noise? Did y'all hear that all of a sudden?
No, we don't hear anything, Danny.
I hear things sometimes, Pastor. I didn't want this to be one of those.
They have absolutely been wonderful. They've helped us. You're talking about rolling their sleeves up, and nobody realizes how much work goes into this.
I know.
And so,
I've done events, nothing like of this size, but I can only imagine how much work and time y'all have put in on this. It is beautiful.
so
It is gorgeous.
And actually, I'm fixing to have to cut out. We got the meet and greet
Dude,
coming up.
we do. Look, this is our show. You don't come in. You're trying to wrestle control away. I'm sorry, John.
That's funny.
John and I have been friends a long time, man. He's one of the finest people I know.
Most
John
definitely.
Lindsay and Trey. I tell you, I just talked with the other two kiddos. Wonderful, wonderful kids. They're
Oh,
not
my
kids
kids?
anymore. Yes, you.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you. I think you consider them an acquaintance. You remember? You remember? You have. You have a. Yeah.
I
They're
didn't,
great kids.
I didn't know
man.
they'd stop by here. I hadn't even seen them. They've been working in the
They
back.
come
all
in
day.
to say hello to me, and I signed a couple of things for them. But
well, that was nice.
I said, "Did you need your dad?" They said, "No, bye." And no, they're wonderful. You got a wonderful family,
Hey, I
John.
appreciate it. I do. I'm blessed.
Yes, you
I
are.
am blessed.
Yes, you are. And Larry, our producer's cursed. Right the opposite. Just for an example. John, thank you so much.
Hey, I appreciate y'all guys.
Ronnie Reagan. Ronnie, we're doing live radio.
He's stealing him away. He's got to go do that meet and greet.
Yeah. Pastor, I tell you, I can't wait to come to. Are you preaching this Sunday?
I am, yes, sir.
What time's the services?
We have Sunday school at 9, worship starts at 10, and on Wednesday night services are at 6 o'clock. We have something for all ages. We just want to be a light in this community, and that's what we're trying to be.
Man, I tell you, I look forward to getting to know you and coming. I'm going to come visit. Do you mind?
No, sir. I'd love to have you. Bring some friends with you.
Well, you sure? You met my friends? John's one of my friends. You sure?
Hey, just bring them on.
He's leaving. Marty, don't let him get out of here with those cash boxes.
Uh-oh. What's going on now?
That's Mike's height. For crying out loud. Sorry, Pat. You see what I deal with?
He gets on to everybody who does that until he does it.
That's
He did
right.
it like 10 times yesterday, trying to talk
Just
to single women.
I was
at the
trying
first
to show you what it
ladies'
sounds
luncheon
like.
for
It's
Tea
top of the
Party.
hour news, and we'll be right back for hour number 3. It is great to be. We've had a great time here, Pastor.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
It will be. You stick around if you can.
I've got to help them get some doors
Now
situated.
you run him off, Gina.
I didn't do anything.
We'll be right back.
I'd love
Pastor
to
Tim
stick,
Bass.
but I've got to
We'll
help
do
him.
it again. I promise you.
Yes, sir.
Be right back.
This is WBFG 96.5 FM, 96.5 FM, Parker's Crossroads, Jackson.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. A widely used abortion drug gets a temporary reprieve from a federal appeals court after a judge in Texas had blocked access to the pill.
The Fifth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in New Orleans ruled late Wednesday that women could still access the abortion drug mifepristone, but it could only be given up to 7 weeks of pregnancy, and it could no longer be dispensed by mail.
Correspondent Donna Warder says the case may now be headed for the U.S. Supreme Court. The latest on the leak of a trove of sensitive U.S. military documents, the Washington Post reports the suspected leaker worked at a military base and had shared the materials in an online chat room. The newspaper interviewed an individual said to be a friend of the leaker. Senator Lindsey Graham cheering fellow South Carolina Republican Senator Tim Scott's decision to explore a possible presidential run.
Senator Graham says of his fellow GOP senator, "My friend and colleague Tim Scott has one of the most compelling stories in American politics." During a time of heated racial tensions, Senator Scott, the only black GOP senator, has sought to bridge the gap on race using his own story as proof of the merit of conservative solutions. In a video announcing his exploratory committee, Scott says, quote, "I know America is a land of opportunity, not a land of oppression. I know it because I lived it." Bob Agnew reporting.
When close to a foot of rain falls in a matter of hours, you can expect flooding, and that is exactly what Fort Lauderdale, Florida is dealing with. High water, forced closure of the city's airport, and the suspension of high-speed commuter rail service across the Broward County region. People are being urged to stay off the roads, many of which are flooded and are closed. On Wall Street this morning, stock futures in positive territory. Right now, the Dow futures are up 5 points. NASDAQ futures ahead 26. The S&P futures 3 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Relief Factor, pain relief that's natural, pain relief that works, and pain relief that attacks the source of the pain. That's the experience of tens of thousands of Americans who are taking Relief Factor right now. See their incredible video endorsements at relieffactor.com and then order your 3-week quick starter pack for just $19.95. That's less than $1 a day. Find out if it can work for you like it works for me by ordering your 3-week quick starter pack today. Relieffactor.com, relieffactor.com. Be the next success story.
My name is Jason Hansen. I'm a former CIA officer and New York Times bestselling author. You can protect your hard-earned retirement assets with a tax-free loophole that allows you to convert your retirement into physical gold and silver. Advantage Gold is the nation's highest-rated gold company. They have the best process, pricing, and service. If you want to get your free gold and silver investment kit, please contact Advantage Gold right now. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Call 800-900-8000.
Commercials.
Accusing them of spying, Norway is expelling 15 Russian diplomats.
They used the normal euphemism of international relations. Norway's government said 15 Russian diplomats had engaged in activities not compatible with their status. Translated into regular English, they're accused of spying. And this marks just the latest step in a wider Norwegian crackdown on Russian espionage. Last October, a university researcher was arrested in the northern city of Tromsø. He'd identified himself as a Brazilian academic, but was accused of being a Russian intelligence officer. The same month, 7 Russians were arrested for flying drones near areas considered militarily sensitive.
The BBC's Paul Moss. The Ukrainian foreign minister says his country will not budge from its demand that Russia withdraw its forces from Crimea, as well as from other parts of Ukraine that Moscow illegally annexed more recently. News and analysis at townhall.com. Imprisoned Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny is reportedly in failing health because of a new suspected poisoning.
A spokeswoman says the 46-year-old Navalny fell ill last Friday when he was let out of the punishment cell and put in a conventional cell. He had lost about 18 pounds in 15 days. On Monday, Navalny wrote on Twitter he was put back in a punishment cell for another 15-day term. An ambulance reportedly was called early Saturday because of acute stomach pains, but Navalny received no diagnosis. A spokeswoman says it's believed Navalny is receiving low doses of poison in pills without identification. Navalny nearly died in a poisoning with a nerve agent in 2020 that he blames on the Kremlin. Keith Peters reporting.
Democrat Senator Dianne Feinstein of California is asking to be temporarily replaced on the Judiciary Committee while she recovers from a case of shingles. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Hey, this is Chuck Walker with Southeastern Termite and Pest Control. We recently celebrated our 20th year in business here in West Tennessee. That's 2 decades of growth for us. We've added to our work family, moved locations a few times, seen our coworkers have kids and grandkids. We've even seen our clients who were kids when we started at their parents' house now call us to take care of their homes. Lots of things change over 20 years, but here's what hasn't. We can still be reached 24 hours a day. We still provide quality, guaranteed termite and pest control service for all of West Tennessee. We still are the go-to company for real estate closing letters. We still provide quality fungus treatments and affordable moisture barriers. We still take care of your bed bugs, brown recluse, and every other pest problem you could have. If you own a home, you need termite protection. And the biggest thing we've learned in 20 years, we need you. Give us a call 24 hours a day for a different kind of experience from a service company. Southeastern, 660-1052. That's Southeastern, 660-1052.
Hi, my name's Dawn. I have been taking BioT at Advanced Medical. My moods are better. I sleep well. My husband has complimented me on the mood swings that are no longer affecting our marriage.
Are these problems affecting your work, your relationships, and your quality of life? You'll be happy to know there's an exciting, natural solution available called BioT. BioT uses a natural way for men and women to correct these problems by safely and accurately balancing hormone levels without the use of synthetic injections or cream.
I got blood work done, and they identified what hormones were out of balance. They gave me the bioidentical hormone pellets through BioT, and now I have more energy, no more brain fog, I'm sleeping better, and I feel like my old self again. I would recommend Advanced Rehab and Medical and their BioT program to anyone suffering with symptoms like mine. It's been life-changing.
To book your appointment, call 731-462-8580. That's 731-462-8580.
Wake up and text. Text and eat. Text and meet up with a friend you haven't seen in forever.
Hi.
Oh, hey. Text and complain that they're on their phone the whole time. Text and listen to them complain that you're on your phone the whole time. Text and whatever. But when you get behind the wheel, give your phone to a passenger. Put it in the glove box. Just don't text and drive. Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Looking to add a little spice to your love life?
Nothing adds spice like gunpowder.
Jackson's only indoor shooting range, date night at the range. Here's what you lovebirds get: a shooting lane for two targets, 100 rounds of ammo, eye and ear protection, and a $30 gift certificate to Texas Roadhouse. All for just $99.99.
Now that's firepower.
Perfect for a gift card from the range. The Range, 2310 North Highland Avenue in Jackson.
Go to therange.com.
News Talk 96.5 FM weather, presented by Dustin Ring. Dustin buys houses fast for cash. Call Dustin today, 731-200-1362. Thursday brings mostly cloudy skies with highs in the low 70s. East winds 10 to 15. Mostly cloudy tonight, lows in the mid 50s. Dustin buys houses fast for cash. DustinBuys.com. For weather 24/7, visit newstalk965.com.
96.5 FM. Home of the Dan Reeves Show.
Weekday afternoons, 3 till 6.
Welcome back here to Meridian Baptist Church with a fun conversation with Pastor Tim Bass. Didn't you think, Larry?
Yes, I did.
A little delay in the response caught him off guard. It's live radio, but Larry has ADHD. Gina Langley had a Hi,
That's
Gina.
the pot calling the pedal black.
Okay, don't butcher these metaphors. Larry said it's just spilled milk under the bridge. Now, Larry Newman. Do you know Larry?
I think so.
What?
I think so.
You don't know him, do you? Don't worry about it. He's let me think. What's up, dog? Your sister is awesome.
My sister's awesome?
Yes.
You ought to meet her sister?
Well, here, come here, sit down with us. Marty, you coming on? Marty Clemens has waved us off 10 times. Marty's working him. Who is that?
I was talking about her other
Yeah,
sister.
all right. No, wait a minute. You've been serious. Let me help you. Let me help you with this.
Her other sister and her brother's there.
Oh, well, here, put these on before you start talking. You're off mic. Okay, what's your name?
My name's Lisa Grace.
And your sister Lori?
Lori Keelan, yes.
Lori's going to start doing a pet show with us, focusing on dogs called, do you know what it's called?
The Hay Farm?
That's her farm. No, the show.
No, I don't.
What's Up Dog?
What's Up Dog? Yes,
What's
I do
Up
know
Dog?
that. I knew that.
Yeah, and she's got so much personality.
Oh, she does.
Is this yours?
This is my brother's.
I'm not going to steal it.
I know you're
I'm on
not.
the air.
That's mine, too.
Okay, I thought I had one look just like it.
Well, give it here.
Now, what is this?
That's my brother's baseball from his baseball team that he coached, and Mr. Clemens is going to sign it for me.
Oh, you know what? Before you ask, I'll be glad to autograph it. Sue.
I don't.
Who do you want me to make this out to?
Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah, if you talk to your sister, she's going to be doing that.
She's going to be doing a podcast with you.
Not a podcast, live on the radio.
Live on the radio, okay.
Yeah.
She's going to be talking with you.
What's Up Dog?
What's Up Dog?
And she is fantastic, isn't she?
She is. I taught her a lot.
A lot, but not everything. She picked up some things on her own.
Yeah, she probably did.
Now, you have a dog with you.
I do. This is Harley.
Mo!
Mo,
you going to join us?
Yes, Mo will.
He wants to think about it for a minute. Mo is one of my favorite human beings on planet Earth. Mo, it's great to see you, son. You look great. So, did you guys all grew up with dogs, I guess?
Yes, we did.
I can relate. The station's gone to the dogs.
So is a lot of other things.
Yeah. It's, what is that a poodle?
He's an Aussie Doodle.
Bless you.
Yeah, he's an Aussie Doodle. He's Australian Shepherd and Poodle.
Australian Shepherd and Poodle.
Yes.
A friend of mine, Bud Young, was breeding Russian bear dogs.
Okay.
And it didn't work out well. All they would do was rush around the house and bear down on biscuits, Bud said.
Oh, yeah.
I think trying to retell a Bud Young joke's like trying to retell a Jerry Clower joke. You shouldn't do it. I apologize. Well, it's nice to meet you.
You're a big old boy, ain't you?
Well, and now what are you after? Why are you here? Why'd
Why
you come
am I
out?
here?
Yeah.
Because Trey Lindsay is my great nephew.
So, okay. Now, Trey was out. Did you know Trey?
I didn't.
Why are you here, Curtis?
Because of John.
You know John?
Yeah.
John's a wonderful person, man.
Yep.
John's awesome, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
And Trey was an awesome guy.
He was very.
You know, I'm going to tell this on the air. John used to, right after Trey died, John would come to the radio station and wouldn't tell me he was there, wait in the parking lot until I came out the side. And I'd sit there with him. He'd cry. I didn't know if he's going to make it. I mean, and I don't blame him. And he has found solace in this.
Yes,
I think he feels close to Trey, don't you?
Yeah, I know he does. I had a daughter that was killed in a car wreck.
You're kidding.
In 1999.
I'm sorry. How old was she?
She was 16. Her name was Crystal Grace.
What keeps you going? You just have to. You have to make a decision, don't you?
You have to make a decision every day that the day's worth living.
Because there's somebody listening to you out there that's going through this, right?
Yes.
Did you get into a support group?
I actually did an online group, and then I went to a therapist that didn't know me, so I could scream and holler and tell him things that I couldn't tell anybody else.
You had to, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Because it's just, yeah, I can't imagine do you mind talking about it a little bit?
I don't mind at all.
I guess with your personality, you probably want to help someone get through that, like somebody had to help you get through it, right?
Yes.
So, what do you do right off the bat? I would think I'd feel, because listen,
Well, I had a pity party for about a year.
Well, that's natural, though, right?
Yeah.
That's
it was for me.
Well, there was a great friend of mine, and many of you do you remember Dr. Brad Wright, orthopedic surgeon?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you remember him?
Mm-hmm.
I was about 5 or 6 of us in a one of those group text messages. I was on the air, and I just saw it come through. I looked at it, and I thought that's
Those two.
And we need to collect the cash.
No.
Is he with you?
Yeah.
She said maybe. I hadn't decided yet.
Ricky Dove, his dad, and that's my brother. That's Lori's brother.
Oh, I can tell. It's he's lying about a fish. I can tell.
Yeah.
It's nobody believes that. I don't know you, but nobody believes that. It was a minnow.
That's understandable.
It's.
Now who are you?
Your sister's going to be doing a pet show.
Lori's doing the
What's Up Dog?
What's Up Dog show on
Dan Reeves.
Dan Reeves.
What's your name?
Gerald Perry.
Nice to meet you, sir. GP? Great to meet you. Lori came up and spent a couple of days with us, and she's What's Up Dog is the name of it. It'll premiere on Saturday morning. There's another Lindsay right there. How you doing, sir? Lose that Philly shirt quick as you can, please. Did he play for the Phillies? I did not remember that. No. Okay. So Dr. Brad Wright, who's a great American, he moved to West Virginia a few years ago. His daughter, Haley, is like 32. Her husband's about the same age. They live out in California. Well, when I saw that group text saying, Doc, so sorry if you lost, I thought his mother passed away. And I called him after the show, and I did not expect to hear this, but his daughter, Haley, 32, her husband about the same age, 11-month-old son out walking on the sidewalk. Beautiful day in California. Some dopehead hopped the curb and hit them all. And Haley survived, broken pelvic bone, husband a concussion, but it killed the 11-month-old whose birthday was last weekend. And I thought, geez, how do you get past that? I guess it's step by step, isn't it?
Minute by minute. Minute by minute.
Yeah. When did you feel like you turned a corner and thought, okay, you know what, I have got to. Your daughter's name was Crystal Gale.
Mm-hmm. Crystal Dawn.
Crystal Dawn.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a country music fan.
Yeah.
And so, can you explain how you navigated and what it's like?
You just have to look for good in everything. And you have to just get through the bad. People are praying for you. People are uplifting you, supporting you. You've got to have other people to help you. You can't do it by yourself.
And you did find a support group online.
Yes.
And that was because you were very young when she.
36.
And you have a lot of life to live.
Yes.
So do you have other children?
I have a daughter that's walking in the door as we speak.
Melissa?
No.
Kidding.
She's coming. No, she's coming in the door. I have 2 grandchildren. Life is really good. If you look for good, you can find good. If you look for bad, you're going to find bad.
Who's
this?
This
Is my granddaughter.
That's your granddaughter?
That's my granddaughter.
Well, she is lovely. I can see the resemblance.
She is a lot like Crystal. She was 3 when Crystal passed away, so she doesn't remember her. But she has a lot of those characteristics.
Does she ask you about Crystal?
Sometimes we talk about her a lot.
Does that help to talk about?
Absolutely. Yes, that's why this scholarship is so important. Because John and Lisa think the same way that Joe and I think. That as long as we keep their memories alive, all of them's not gone.
Absolutely.
So we do a scholarship at Southside every year in memory of our daughter. We have given to date $28,000 in scholarships, and we don't have a big fundraiser like this. John has way more time than I do.
And John is a maniac, isn't he?
He is a super dog. He's all that. But that's the main thing, is as long as somebody remembers our children, they're never really completely gone.
Well, with Trey, and so Trey was 24, 25?
Yes, he was 24.
And Crystal Dawn was 16.
Yes.
so there wasn't a lot of difference in age, and just young people just getting started in life.
They both had so much to look forward to, you know, and we see kids like, you know, they just had their 20-year graduate anniversary from school, and, you know, they called and wanted to know if I wanted to come, and, you know, I didn't because it doesn't, I do things that I feel like are in my best interest at this point.
You have to, don't you? I guess that's something you have to learn, because you probably felt I should go, and you could, but that would have been good for you.
Yeah, well, there's good and bad, and I thought it would be best for them to have fun and enjoy themselves and not be concerned with my emotions of being sad.
You know, I tell you, my grandparents were married 50 years, and I grew up with them. Their mom was a single mom for quite a while, and I never saw them fight at all. Now, he did some things that entertained me, but like I came over from school one day. Hey, pay attention to me.
I hear everything you're saying. I've learned to multitask.
No, it happens to me all the time. Don't feel bad. Your eyes kind of glaze
Does
over.
everybody have ADHD? Do you have any Ritalin? No, I'm kidding.
No.
And
I do drug screens for a living. No.
Lovely.
Oh, you don't have one on you, do you?
No, I don't.
Oh, good. And so what it was, who are you trying to reach?
Joe.
Hey, Joe, for crying out loud, Joe. She said pay attention to her. She's got something for you.
Take those to Ashton.
Look at this little girl.
And then check back with us. We may have something else.
I got more.
See, I can handle that. And
yeah.
What a beautiful child. All these children.
That's Ivy. That's Trey's that's his niece.
Well,
and that's Blakely the niece.
Are you the mother?
That's Angela.
Well, now, who's Angela?
Andrea. I'm sorry. It's Andrea.
What is your name? She don't know.
I do.
What is it? Andrea.
Yes, that's Will's wife.
Will who?
Lindsay.
Oh, Trey's brother?
Yes.
What? Are you serious?
Yes.
I just met him. I would have never put y'all together. You're lovely. He's nice.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
She's really smart, though.
What? How do you explain that marriage? I'm kidding.
Well,
everybody
messes up once in a while.
We've
all got skeletons in our closet. Come on now.
I have a graveyard.
I bet you do.
I've been a perfect angel.
You tell stories.
Oh my God, she's laughing in my face.
Well, she's the daughter of a preacher man.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
No, it does matter. They're the worst ever.
Stigma.
No, it's Gina's awesome. So he was a lot of fun. My grandfather, Walter Reeves, and I got home one day and he had bought a bunch of pink flamingos. You know where you jam them in the yard, and he painted them red. And he painted the shutters on the house to match them. And I said, dude, man, I was like 10 years old. I called my grandmother, Mama, and I said, when Mama gets home, man,
you're toast.
You are toast. He said, this is my house. And he just got a grin.
So what color did you have to paint the rest?
Well, I heard her say, Walter, get out there and get those flamingos out of the yard and paint them shutters. And that's about as bad as it ever got. And he never said anything back. When she got on him, he'd start whistling. He'd go sit on the front porch. He collected case pocket knives, and he'd start whittling. He'd whittle for just a little bit. See, I should have done that. I should have whittled.
I can't be trusted with a knife at that point emotionally. That's a bad idea for me.
You're not supposed to whittle with a butcher knife, Gina. And,
whatever.
So, and then you know what he did? He got those flamingos out of the yard and painted the shutters. And I said, whose house? And he just grinned at me. But when he died, she said he had like 4 heart attacks. He was where'd you go? And,
I'm right here.
And he
your story, Dan. It's like, wrap it up.
You're distracted, but she's distracting me by being distracted.
Okay.
And there you go. And I started to say a captivated audience. It's a captive audience, but it's it doesn't matter the age. Sometimes she nearly graved herself to death when he died. They were so close.
Yeah.
It's that's one of the unfortunate things of life. That is, none of us are going to make it out of here alive. You know.
That's right.
But It is a pleasure to meet you.
It was nice to meet you
And
as well.
I tell you, if do you have a what would you suggest for people to get a hold of if they are going through something? Because we're here tonight to honor Trey Lindsay, who was taken way too early at 24 years of age.
Find somebody that you can be honest with. It doesn't have to be family. It doesn't have to be a friend.
That's solid.
Somebody
That's
you
solid.
can be honest with. That you can tell them all of the pain, all of the hurt, and you don't have to worry about hurting them or bringing them down.
You find out who your friends really are, don't you?
Yeah, you really do.
Tell me your name again.
Lisa Grace.
Lisa Grace.
You didn't
Where are you
remember
from?
that? I am from Pinson, Tennessee.
She said, I'm from Pinson.
I tell you, Pinson Mounds, I hate to even mention this.
I don't even know where that is. I'm just kidding, I do.
It is a hidden treasure. I love it out there. But I don't want other people to come out there because I feel like Elvis when I'm there because I feel like I've rented it out for the day. People don't get out like they used to. How y'all doing? Listen, I'll sign whatever in a little bit. I'm on the air right now. I get hit like that all the time.
All the time.
It's what are you doing now?
I'm getting her to take him to potty. He needs the potty.
Oh, Joe?
The dog.
Oh, the dog.
Take him to the potty, please. Out that back door. That back door. All the way up there.
Oh, my gosh.
Just do it, for crying out loud.
That was hysterical.
Sorry, I hate to.
People do what I tell them to do.
There you
I
go,
can
girl.
tell.
Me too.
Me, it's the opposite.
Yeah.
Well, you're just not strong enough.
So there's that.
Is that what it
Toughen
is?
up. You gotta toughen up, dude.
She said you need
Okay.
to man up, Danny man.
Would it, okay, I think you may be right. Would it be going too far? Like the producer, director, weatherman, I can't get him to do what I asked. Would it be going too far to show him my strength if I took a rifle and hit him in the face with the butt of a rifle a few times? Let him know what it tastes like, the butt of a rifle.
Then I remind him.
I'm not going to
violence
shoot
is
him.
Rarely the answer.
Just pistol whip him.
No,
not
you don't have
shoot.
to do that. Just snout. Just snout.
I'd rather
in a
pistol whip him.
church.
I'll be honest with you.
We're sitting in a church.
Oh, that's
dude.
right.
Lighten up.
That's right.
But you know,
It's-
God knows everything, no matter where you are.
I
Yeah, that's
know.
kind of horrifying.
That's right.
Really. Yeah.
There's Mo.
You want to talk to Mo? Hey, Mo.
He won't do it. Mo, don't wave me off.
He said no.
Mo.
I'm trying to make you famous.
Here, Mo.
He's okay. That mic's hot. Before you do something crazy,
He's lost control.
tell him.
So how are
Tell
you?
him. Kane ain't a word. Ain't a. I'll sign something later. We're on the air. It's here, Curtis. So tell me what you've been doing.
Not much.
You don't want any after that, do you?
Yeah, that was
I don't know where to go from
off
there.
the chain, dude. Yeah.
She's got personality, doesn't
She's
she?
got a lot of personality. Yes, sir.
Is that Roger Clemens?
Is he
It must
here?
be John. John's bothered him. I tell you, John picked up Will Clark. It was one of the funniest. Has he ever told you the story about picking up the legendary Will Clark at the airport?
Nope.
John was so nervous that he was just like. Will said, I'm going to drive. And so John was in the passenger seat. John was supposed to pick him up. He can't even do that. He's so nervous. Picks him up at the airport, and Will said, you got to tell me what to turn. He said, okay. And then John's stuttering, sounded like Mel Tillis trying to talk to him, and he said, Mr. Clark, you were supposed to turn back there. He said, I told you to tell me, John. John said, Will Clark looked at him and said, dude, chill out. Just chill out.
There he is.
Gavin, get out of the way. Roger Clemens is here. It's Gavin. Here, sit down, Gavin. I'm kidding. Will you go get Roger Clemens, please? Yeah, tell him I'm here.
I'm sure he's been waiting.
Put those on, would you? Gavin Lindsay, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing, man?
What's going on?
Good to see you, son.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Now, you and Trey, first or second cousin?
Second cousin.
He was a special guy, wasn't he?
Man, great guy. Good ball player. Good human being. We had a lot of good times together growing up. So we want to come out and show our support tonight.
Man, I'm proud of you, man. You wasn't going to miss this for anything, were you?
I sure wasn't.
Now, your dad, Bill, he's, where's he at?
I don't know.
I need to hit him up.
Where's he at?
He owes me $2. when you see him, he tried to write me a check for $2, Gavin. Will you talk to him?
About 6 years ago.
It's a two-party out-of-state check he's trying.
Good.
No, Bill is great. Bill is, that's, now he is Melissa's nephew.
Yeah, she told me.
Gavin.
Yeah.
Have you met Gavin?
Just now. Hi.
Does she know Gavin?
I've known her for a long time.
Known who?
She doesn't even recognize me, I don't guess. Me and Christina went to school together.
Oh, my. I don't recognize you. You're all
That's
grown
the
up
one
now.
you told her to stay away from.
No, it's not. They had a bunch of. Oh my goodness.
Been a while.
Yeah, been a while.
Where did you guys go to school together?
Liberty.
At Liberty. Oh, that's, geez. I did. Yeah, Christina was on with us yesterday from United Way of West Tennessee, the big function at the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, so what's been going on with you?
Man, just working. Trying to clean up after all these storms. It's been a lot of work for us, but it's a blessing at the same time.
Well, we've had like 3 Hurricane Katrinas within a month. Now the weather outside today is not frightful, is it? It's pretty nice out there. Do you get any downtime when the weather gets nice?
That's when you got to work the most. Downtime comes when it rains a little bit, and you get to stay home and stay off those roofs.
Best I remember, you enjoy the leisure more than most. I'm not calling you lazy.
Hey, that's okay. That's okay. I do, man. I don't deny that at all.
No, that's not true. You know that, Gavin.
Yeah,
no, that's Ryan. That's Ryan. And Ryan. I've got to take Gina out to Robinson to meet Ryan. It's his first cousin, Ryan. Is he still in finance?
Yeah, he's one of the finance managers.
He's a finance guru there, Gina.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, his first. He'll help us. Gina's about to work him over pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Send a little extra love from me when you work.
I will, man. Now, Ryan has been out there for how long?
Let's see. I started back in 15. He started here, so he's been there since the new store opened. So that's 2014, I believe.
And you got him in there, right?
No, I come in right after. I was still in college when he started, and I started as soon as I finished college. I started work the next day.
Now, Ryan's got 2 kiddos now.
He's got 3.
3?
3 little ones.
How old are they?
Let's see. I think it's 6, 4, and 2. I believe
6, 4, and 2. Wow. Melissa, if you see John Lindsay, he promised us Roger Clemens interview. I don't want to make this all about us, but this is why we're here.
But it's about us.
And tell John if we don't get a Clemens interview, we're going to have a big problem. Sorry, Gavin. Let's just take care of some business.
It's okay.
Yeah, sure.
I'm a
That's the
very
point.
poor man's Roger Clemens.
No,
very poor.
Now, Gina, I met him, and I met his dad. That was a state tournament, wasn't it?
World Series.
World Series. You are 12 years old. I've known him since he was 12.
Wow.
And we've been great friends for a long time.
Absolutely. I think I was on the radio with you that summer.
Yes.
I started when I was a little pup.
And Bill was. We hit it right off with Bill, and then Bill got me together with Melissa.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, you did that indirectly.
Just blessing people left and right.
He was the. I went out there they'd asked me to do the PA for that World Series.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Absolutely.
And Bill was a fan.
Mm-hmm.
I signed some autographs for him, and that's how me and you met.
You know he's always been your number one fan, Dan.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
No doubt.
And I've had 3 stalkers. Always a dude. Never a supermodel. I don't know what's up with that.
I don't know, Dan.
That's funny.
I'm just gonna no comment. Yeah. Plead the fifth, bud.
Gavin's done a lot of radio with us through the years. You need to get in studio when
I
you
know
can.
it. I know it.
We're starting a Saturday sports show.
Right.
And maybe you can be involved with that.
Okay.
Because I know who's not going to be. That's Larry Newman. Enough trouble with him through the week.
Yeah, he went off the rails yesterday when we were broadcasting from the fairgrounds.
Oh.
A
He really did.
producer. Ego out of control. Now you tell me where the world's going to.
You know, I like to say we're going to come back. I don't like where we are now, but I say we're going to come back strong.
I mean, good.
Yeah.
I'm skipping a car payment because I'm not sure. He said, "Hey, don't tell me, man. Dave Ramsey calls me for financial advice." Larry Newman.
You're in church.
That's right.
Melissa, you got to keep him reeled in, Melissa. He's out of control.
Out of control. We'll be right back here live from Meridian Baptist Church. Roger Clemens is here. Is he come? Larry, if I tell you Clemens is here, kill the stinking bump music, okay? Where's he? He's Gavin, I apologize. You got to keep these people in line.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. We'll be right back here live from Meridian Baptist Church. Roger Clemens here. It's Trey Lindsay Scholarship Fund Banquet, and John Lindsay may be the best person I know.
One of the very best for sure.
He's a great American.
He is a great American. Think about Bill and just the opposite. That's how good. No, you know I love Bill.
It's that Lindsay last name, man.
You guys got a big family.
We do.
Wait, hey, will you?
I'm
be
sorry.
patient.
We
We're
have a
about to go to
sidebar
break.
conversation
And
going
so,
over here.
You do all the talking. By design.
Thank you.
By
Yeah,
design.
He gives me no space to talk because it's all about Dan.
No.
It's all about Dan. It's the Dan Reeves show.
Gavin ain't buying that.
What do you think, Gavin?
Well, you know, he's always been good to me, so I'm gonna plead the fifth again. Always.
That's not exactly a ringing endorsement.
I'm not getting on her bad side.
You're a smart man. You have learned from me. Yeah. We'll be right back. Stay right there.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Central Distributors, Jackson.
If you're in business, you know just how important each call is. You don't have time for phone or internet downtime. Your business needs a reliable communications partner 24/7. You need Lifeline Voice and Data. Lifeline Voice and Data provides telephone service to emergency service facilities all over West Tennessee and beyond. For your business, we don't just provide a phone line. We provide a lifeline. Lifeline Voice and Data.
Hi, my name is Scott Conger. When I ran for mayor, my commitment was to make Jackson the best it can be for us and future generations. I want Jackson to be a place that my children will want to call home. Over the past 4 years, we've restored fiscal responsibility, reduced our debt by $33 million, and produced a budget surplus of $21 million. We've increased funding to fire and police departments, and we've had a 19% reduction in crime. We've made historic investments in infrastructure and quality of life, and invested $3 million per year in street resurface. The mayor's race is nonpartisan, so that we can focus on what matters in Jackson, not Washington. Our schools, our jobs, our people, our neighborhoods. That's what matters. Party politics too often focus on what divides us. By putting people over politics, we build a stronger community for everyone. We've accomplished so much, but now it's time for us to dream even bigger for our city. I need your help to build a better tomorrow, and I'm asking for your vote for me, Scott Conger, for mayor on May 2nd. Paid for by Scott Conger for mayor, Lonnie Harris, treasurer.
Is your office or home office in need of a new printer, copier, fax, or multifunction machine? Do you need business cards, envelopes, or office supplies? Are you looking to upgrade to new office furniture? Office World Incorporated in Trenton has been serving all of the Gibson County and the West Tennessee area for over 65 years. Office World is a franchise partner of OfficeZilla. Call today, 731-855-9131, or email officeworldinc@gmail.com.
King Jewelers is not your typical jewelry store. It's an iconic symbol of love. Custom-made jewelry to suit the most discriminating taste. Or you can redesign an old piece that's just sitting in a jewelry box. Create something completely new and unique. Grover has over 40 years experience as a certified jeweler. Visit KingJewelerJackson.com. King Jewelers at 16B Conrad Drive, Jackson. Follow King Jewelers Jackson on social media for special savings.
Let's face it, people want to feel loved, appreciated, and pampered. Beauty to the Bone has a mission and a purpose to help you look and feel beautiful inside and out. From facials to Botox, fillers, lasers, IV therapy, functional medicine, and all in between, we've got you covered. Book your appointment today to feel your very best tomorrow.
Book your appointment today. Call 731-300-9103. That's 731-300-9103.
My name is Steven and I'm 41 years old. I started having problems with my weight, my focus, my energy all around. I spent thousands of dollars a year on supplements trying to get my weight down, and it never worked.
Are these problems affecting your work, your relationships, and your quality of life? You'll be happy to know there is an exciting natural solution available called BioT. BioT uses a natural way for men and women to correct these problems by safely and accurately balancing hormone levels without the use of synthetic injections or creams.
I got the treatment and it has been the best decision of my life. I feel great. I'm losing weight. I have more energy. I'm getting stronger in the gym and I can focus so much better. And I notice that I also sleep better and I'm always in a good mood. And I believe it's all because of the BioT treatment.
To schedule an appointment to find out if BioTE is right for you, call 731-462-3596. That's 731-462-3596. Looking to add a little spice to your love life?
Nothing adds spice like gunpowder.
Jackson's only indoor shooting range. Date night at the range. Here's what you lovebirds get: a shooting lane for two targets, 100 rounds of ammo, eye and ear protection, and a $30 gift certificate to Texas Roadhouse. All for just $99.99.
Now that's firepower.
Perfect for a gift card from the range. The Range, 2310 North Highland Avenue in Jackson.
Go to therange.com.
When you need a heart expert, you need an expert with heart. Corbin Cardiology is dedicated to providing the highest quality cardiovascular care in West Tennessee. At Corbin Cardiology, our patient-centered approach, along with a full array of diagnostic imaging services, sets us apart from other cardiovascular clinics. Corbin Cardiology has clinics in Bartlett, Dyersburg, Lexington, and the newest location is now open in Jackson at 58 Murray Guard Drive. To schedule an appointment in office or by telemedicine, visit CorbinCardiology.com
or call 731-513-5701.
96.5 FM. Home of the Dan Reeves Show.
Weekday afternoons, 3 till 6.
Mike Lindsay has been over here, and we're going to put him on the air. He's been wanting to come on the air. He's been here since 3 o'clock. Hey, Ryan, how you doing?
Hey, Dan, how you doing?
He just says, sit down right here. Come on.
Drug me into the seat.
Gavin come in, and he said, how you doing? And Melissa put a headset on him while he was saying that. He said, wait a minute. And, we're here to honor the memory of your cousin, Trey Lindsay, and who was a wonderful human being. Was he not?
He was. He was a special one. He was very good. As good as they get. And so this is really good that we get to experience this, once a year. And this is the 4th time.
It's packed. This place is packed. Yeah.
Right. This is, I think, our best guest so far, Roger Clemens. And so the other 4 the other 3 people we've had were fun. It was Dale Murphy, Will Clark, and the first one was
Adam LaRoche.
Yeah.
We tried to get Adam Ants. That didn't work out. Do you
That fell
remember
a little flat, yeah.
What?
That fell a little flat.
Well, do you know who Adam Ants was or is?
No, of course
what
he
was
doesn't.
the song he did? Do you remember Adam Ants?
I remember the name.
1980s.
It's a one-hit wonder, dude. Let me
Yeah,
look it up.
I
I'll
forgot
look
the
it
name
up.
of the song.
I'll look it up. It's got a nice little dance thing.
Now I was
going
asking,
on.
do you dance, Ryan?
Oh, gosh, no. Oh, gosh, no.
You told me he would dance.
You are in church. Quit
Ryan,
telling
she's
lies.
talking to you.
Goody two-shoes.
You don't drink,
Yeah.
you don't smoke. What do you do?
You're a goody two-shoes.
Goody two-shoes.
Yeah.
You look a lot like John. I've never thought about that. John Lindsay.
Well, that's a compliment.
Now your dad is
Clint.
Clint. Dude.
People are just rolling
Man.
in here tonight, aren't they?
Do you know who this is?
Packed. I do not.
Don't wave me off. Here, look. What do you want me to say? Jack, it's so good to see. Jack Peel.
Very nice.
Jack, I love you, Jack. You don't call me. What's the problem? Do you know him very well? I'm going to drive you home right now.
I think they've met.
Yeah, Jack, I'm going to call you, okay?
He said, call me. Now he's walking away.
He played baseball at Memphis State. He was the head baseball coach at USJ for several years. And Kelly Cash, Miss America?
Yeah.
I never knew this. Jack never mentioned it. So Kelly Cash is in the studio with me interviewing, and she said, I dated this big baseball star in college at Memphis State. I said, well, what was his name? We've heard. She said, yeah, Jack Peel. I said, wait a minute. Hey, Mark, how you doing? I said, wait a minute. Jack Peel? She said, yeah. Do you know him? I said, my Jack Peel? She said, no, my Jack Peel. I said, wait a minute. The head coach for USJ, she said, is that where he's at now? I said, just a minute. He's never mentioned. I don't know about you, Ryan, but if I dated Miss America, everybody would know.
Yeah, everyone would know.
And so,
Especially with social media.
Oh, yeah.
Social media.
I see you on there.
Billboards, whatever.
He would bring it up in every opportunity in conversation.
Yeah. And so,
This is awesome that you guys are here.
let me finish my story. Do you mind? And so we went to a break because you're not listening to me.
It's been happening to him all afternoon.
So we went to a break, and I called Kelly on my cell, I called Jack on my cell. He said, "What's up, Dano?" I said, "Did you date Miss America?" And Kelly said, "Jack." He said, "Miss America." Yeah. He said, "Yes." She left me. Miss America left me because she didn't have time for me. She was doing all the traveling.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, you're kidding me. Jack, why didn't you tell me? Jack's very humble.
Unlike how you would handle it.
I thought he needed to be more confident.
Like you.
Yeah, like me.
Thanks to Dan, now everybody knows.
The world knows
Oh,
now.
they're great friends. It's so, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Jack asked me not to. Kelly said, "Don't ever mention that."
Right. I need to
Yeah.
go check my silent auction bid. Looks like people are hovering
Just
around Bon
listen, you'll hear it.
Jovi over there.
Ryan, so I was talking to Gavin. You've been at Robinson Toyota now for how long?
10 years.
Oh,
10
wow.
years.
10 years.
That's time flies. I mean, will you hold that up? It's for some reason.
Can you hear me better?
Just hold it right there. That's the mic
Something's
that
wrong
Gavin
with it.
used,
He
and
broke
Gavin evidently has not. used mouthwash in a while, and it broke.
It just broke.
Yeah.
That's just wrong.
People are just rolling in. It's like a family reunion.
So, and you got it. How long you been in finance?
6 or 7 years, somewhere in there.
Yeah. And you enjoy it?
Oh yeah, we're busier than ever.
I bet. Probably lots and lots of questions.
Good times. Yep.
Yeah. Joseph, how old is his kiddo?
Don't put me on the spot. He's running around.
Joseph, he doesn't know.
He's got to be pushing 2.
That's incredible. Time just flies, doesn't it?
It's going to be Christmas soon.
Is anybody out there, the old crew?
Yeah. Roger, Carl. Of course, Roger just had a little scare. He's in the hospital, but.
Is he okay?
A lot of the same guys, Mark, all the guys that when you used to come out there, they're still there.
Yeah. And Carl's still there?
Roger's doing good.
Was it Mark? Is he still there?
Mm-hmm. Mark. Yeah, Mike.
Mike? Of course, Mike's still there. Well, Ryan, look, I know you would get seated, but Trey, I just wanted you to. Trey was a great guy. There are people here tonight that didn't know him, and John, your Uncle John, I know. Well, I think he feels so close to Trey when he puts all this together, and Trey be looking down on this and said, "Dad has got Roger Clemens at Meridian Baptist Church in Bemis."
Awesome.
John worked so hard on this. It's amazing that he can put
It's
this
evident
together,
tonight.
You know, in his times. You know, it's good. It's an awesome event, but you know, it's for UTM scholarships. And you know, me and Trey went there. We had such a good time at Martin, and so this is special to us. And to get to remember Trey, it's awesome. Appreciate you guys being here. Thank you, Dan.
Oh, right.
I'm gonna go get my table.
Just a minute, I'm finished.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
Let the man go.
Melissa is going to get really mad at you.
Go find his table.
No, your family is like family to me. You know that, and so it's great to see you, Ryan.
Thank you, Dan. Good to see you
and
too.
You 3 kiddos now?
3. Maybe one more coming, but
we're breaking news. Breaking news. We're expecting a little bundle of joy.
You've told
one more baby. You just told the world.
You need us to help you sell cars. You need to make more
I'll
money.
come see you tomorrow.
Thank you, Dan. Good
Ryan, it's great to see you. Tell everybody hello. Ryan Lindsay Ryan, it's good to see you, man. I never noticed how much he looks like John.
He does. When you said that, you're right. He does. He favors him a lot.
And that's good news for Ryan that he looks more like John than he does Clint. Clint stopped by a little bit ago.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, Clint's a lot of fun too.
There's Clint's oldest one right over there.
Which one?
The tall one with the black cap and the glasses on.
All right. I don't think I know him.
Andrew Reed's Metals.
Oh, is that? We need to get to know him. Gina, we need to get to know him. Gina's working everybody over. Where do you work at? Where do you work at? Are you the decision maker?
What have I done? What have I done?
Her nephew is with Reed's Metals.
No, my second cousin.
Second cousin. Whatever.
This is a Melissa family reunion.
It's close enough.
This is.
It's close enough. You should be able to guilt him into a meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, work on that place.
Yeah, Melissa's
this place is packing out, Dan.
It is. And I tell you, and Melissa, this is your family too. It's a wonderful family, isn't it?
It is.
You guys are close, aren't you?
We are.
Except for Bill. No, Bill's wonderful.
There's one in every crowd.
Yeah, Bill is a great guy. There's her brother. Have you met her brother, Bill?
I don't think so. Have I, Melissa?
I don't think so.
Gavin actually indirectly got you and I together because it was Gavin. I was calling the World Series, and he was in it, and Bill came up and introduced himself, and I signed some memorabilia for him. But Gavin was pitching so well that night, and then I met Gavin, and I said, "Do you have a sister or something?" And it's no, but that's how we ended up. And then how when the dominoes started falling, then here we sat with Melissa, Gina.
You owe him big.
Yep, big time.
Yeah, I do actually.
She is the glue.
And Gavin he's a great kid too. I mean.
Yeah, Christina texts back. I took a picture of him, and Christina texts back, "I love you too, Gav."
Gavin's just a wonderful guy.
Oh, he is. He is.
And Gavin's still single, isn't he?
He is.
Smart man.
I won't argue that.
Smart man.
Gavin said, I don't know what I'm going to do tonight, but I'm going to do whatever I want to. I don't know where all my money goes, but I damn near know who spent it. Oh, darn near know who spent it. For the records, that was take Curtis off the air. I can't believe he said that.
Are you going to go bid on something?
I just got a text. Look at this. How you doing, sir? Yes, sir. How you doing? Come see me sometime. Come see me. Slow down. Awesome. Great to see you. Got a text from Bill Lindsay. He's threatening me. That's her brother. Now, pardon? To Julie Holtz? Do you know Julie? You need to ask her to be good to me. Now, Julie's great, isn't she? Have you been listening to her show? You got her watch? Oh, awesome. Thank you, sir. What's your name? Dean? Dean Perry? It's great to meet you, Dean. Thank you so much. You want to sign anything? Okay, never mind.
At least you tried. You know, he's persistent.
Oh, Julie
Melissa
wanted to come tonight, but she had a prior engagement.
Who did?
Julie.
Oh, Julie, if you heard that, that's a big fan of yours right there.
She's popular.
Yes, she is.
Her show's popular already.
Yes, and we thank our friends over at Gene Langley Ford in Humboldt.
Woo-hoo.
I love that new concierge service. Do you know about that?
I've heard about it.
I mean, awesome. Gene Langley has been pulling up in people's driveways and picking up their vehicles and taking it to Gene Langley Ford to have it serviced.
Okay, they need to come get mine.
Okay, I'll help you do that in the morning. Okay, we'll hook you up.
And it's a 15-mile radius from the dealership.
Well, I'm good there.
Now,
well,
we have
maybe
some
they can
insight.
stretch it
We have an insider.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll sleep with the customer if I have to.
I hear you.
With a customer?
I mean, oh, you know what? Actually, no, wait. No, in all
By
fairness,
the way,
no, John was a
for
customer
marketing, call
when
us.
I met him.
You heard what Gina said.
Customer.
We'll
He
have
is
all
a
kind of clients tomorrow.
He's a customer.
I know what you mean. You're in church, Gina, please.
I know. Sometimes it's hard for me to reel that
We're
in.
going to have so many calls. I'd like for Gina to handle my account, please. Sir, you don't even have a business. He said, yeah, but I want to advertise something.
I'll buy one.
I'll buy that, yes. Oh, man, we've had a great time.
We really have. Everybody's been so welcoming. The event is just sold out and packed. The sports memorabilia is over the top. I still got to eye my Bon Jovi silent auction item over there.
Oh,
I need to
Bill
go check
Lindsay
on it.
said,
I need to go check on it.
Bill Lindsay is asking when you can meet to talk about a marketing plan. Do I, Mark? Yeah. Put on those headsets for a second, would you?
I'm going to go check on my silent auction.
Hold on 1 second. Just 1 second. I want you need to meet
I'm afraid
this
somebody's going to get Bon Jovi.
Nobody's going to get Bon Jovi.
I'm afraid.
Mark, how you doing?
I'm doing well, man.
You still pastoring?
I'm still preaching.
You sound a little shaky.
Well, 30 years of it will do that to you.
I bet.
Okay.
I bet.
It's well, what are you? Do you have a church, or you doing?
I'm helping churches get ready for their next pastor now. So
okay, all right.
Some interim work.
Man, dude, it is so good to see you.
It's good to see you.
It's been a while.
It has. I preached Trey's funeral years ago.
And, you know Melissa? This is you'd have been Trey's second cousin, right?
Clark Lindsay.
Okay.
That's my dad.
Okay, yeah. Matthew and Trey played ball together for years and years and years.
She's related to everybody here.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I've known the family. They're just special people.
Oh, man. And John Lindsay's just...
He's. I wouldn't tell him, and I hope he doesn't hear this some way or another, but he's one of the best. I love John.
Oh, yeah. John reminds me so much of me.
Well, he doesn't me.
Oh, my goodness.
But
See how it always loops
Melissa.
back to Dan? Did you see that? He just slides it right in there.
He was.
Gina, I'm so
I
glad
put-
these
I put
ceilings
Mark-
are high.
I put Mark on the spot. He was just going to say, "Oh, sure," but
but I didn't.
He keeps offering his autograph up, and people keep walking by. It's hysterical.
You signed all these, didn't you?
yeah, I signed
All
Rogers.
those jerseys, yeah.
I signed Rogers' name on there. No, I'm kidding, folks. I did not. John's going to drop kick me as hard as he's been working. John, Mark, I just want to say hi, man. It's great. It's great to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
Listen, come to our launch party, would you?
Please.
All right.
Will you do that?
Friday, April 21st.
Yep.
Right.
5 to 7 at the
Yeah,
radio
do that.
station.
Yeah.
Come by. We
Just
got
do
door
I
it.
will do that. I will do it.
Just
got
do
live
it,
music.
Mark.
I will.
Just do
I
it.
was looking at the date, man. I'm going to Costa Rica in a few days, and
Put it off.
it'll be after that. No, I'm going
You
after
can
you
wait
go.
a day. Come to our party.
Can I go with you?
Yeah, I'm sure.
All expenses
I can
paid?
work it. Yeah, but not by you. I mean, if you
He
go,
said by
if
you.
if
You going on
You
your
hear
dime.
that? I
if
tell
you
you.
go, all of your expenses will be paid,
Mark,
or you won't go.
yeah, that's not.
I think that's a
not
no.
exactly
That's a no.
hospitality, okay?
That's what
So if
that
you
is.
think it is, it ain't. Mark, great to see
Good
you,
to
my
see you.
friend.
Thanks.
All right, we're out of time. Here, Gina, thank you.
Thank you,
Had
Danny.
a-
It has been a hoot and a holler.
I enjoyed doing radio with you. You were so funny.
You are too.
And Melissa, you're awesome, Melissa. Wait a minute. Melissa,
Thank you.
you're
He
welcome.
cut me off.
Well, no,
You gotta
I
be
was trying
careful.
to
He's
turn
got
that
the power.
mic off because
Yeah.
Mark took it off. These amateurs drive me nuts. So if you met Larry Newman,
A time or two.
Larry, thank you, big guy. Love you, Larry. Great
we love
job.
you, Larry.
All right, thank you.
Have a great night, Larry. By the way, we got Memphis Grizzlies playoff games, every one of them starting Sunday at 2 o'clock against
Awesome.
the L.A. Lakers. We got it in stone now, our draft day party, right?
Yes, at Bourbon and Barley's. That's what, a week, 2 weeks from today. The NFL draft.
That's right. We're going to be at Bourbon and Barley's for the NFL draft. And
I might have to stay for that.
Yeah, it's
there
pretty
you go.
exciting.
And then we've got also a new email address, churches, PSAs, community events. Send all those to us, and we'll get them all on the air for you. The email address is communityevents@newstalk965.com because Gina, Melissa, we take it very seriously.
Yes, we do.
Thank you all. Thank you, Larry. Have a great night. Larry, go get something to eat, man. Get whatever you want. I mean, you're paying for it. Get whatever you want. So that's it for us here. And Roger Clemens is up next. Trey Lindsay Scholarship Fund. Trey's memory lives on, and he touched so many people in a very short period of time. And so we miss Trey, but Trey looking down tonight going, Dad got Roger Clemens to Meridian Baptist Church? Yeah, he did, Trey. Have a great night. This is WBFG, Parker's Crossroads, Jackson, out.
But it could only be given up to 7 weeks of pregnancy, and it could no longer be dispensed by mail.
Correspondent Donna Warder says the case may now be headed for the U.S. Supreme Court. The latest